everyone, welcome to the Albarian, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. Woo, whoa.
Oh no. Go hydrate.
Let's try that sentence again. It really is. We are joined today by our regular crew, minus Atefi. Tangerine has some life things going on that need to be taken care of. Go give them well wishes and good times, because they need it. They will be back next week, hopefully. We're having Barbenheimer before that happens. Us in the same area over here.
Jelly.
That's very exciting. Very be jelly.
You know what's funny?
Go.
My boss said yesterday,
Dude.
he's like, I'm thinking about just giving you Friday off.
Are you
And I'm
kidding
like,
me?
I can't. I did this for you. Because he's going to be on vacation this week. So he's like, I was like, yeah, I can't take that day off. And he's like, I'm just thinking about giving you Friday off. So I'm kind of pissed.
Well, you can come down for the after party.
The after party, yeah.
Go to Pueblo and watch it
and then meet you.
Anyway, we've got the wonderful Peter playing the schnoz boob over to my left here, or right, depending on how your screen's orientated. It is left.
You did it right.
I did do it right. Peter, how's the music going?
Ooh, it's going pretty well. Yeah. I had I gave this sort of elderly lady that I know one of my albums, and she literally started crying and gave me a big hug. It felt pretty good.
Nice.
Oh, it's such a heartfelt moment.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Well, your music brings joy to all the hearts of the people who listen to it, so well deserved, my friend. Ethan down over there playing the wonderful Caleb, aka Ultian. Yeah, a wonderful edgelord boy. How you doing, Ethan? How's it bartending?
Always. Oh, it's going great. You know?
Mm-hmm.
We've had a busy week, but it's over.
I bet.
But I just realized quickly before it's not my turn anymore, it's the Oops All Guys episode.
Oops, all guys.
We don't have a tangerine to wrangle us in for the important details. Oh man, I'm going to be bombarded by messages when they watch
it's all
this.
crunch berries around here.
Oh, I know, it's going great. That wonderful little bottle right there, which I genuinely actually just forgot was there, is empty now. It was delicious.
Yeah, did you enjoy it? Yes.
Every single drop of it. It was so friggin' thick, yo.
Yeah, it was
like
so
that is that was a stout.
Oh. A stout, yeah. And it's
Absolutely
13-14%. Good stuff.
Nice.
Good stuff, folks.
That was really good.
You could rinse out the bottle and drink the swill and still get a good time.
Still get a good little bit going. That is fair. I may not do that, seeing as it's been open for over a day now.
Yeah.
And over bottom right here, we have our Stitch. What's it like being an Eldritch God?
What?
What
are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh. It's okay. It's kind of boring. We need some more chaos. Let's get it rocking.
Yay. And final up, we've got the... Oh, Stitch down there's playing the Big Tin, which is Giant Steel Predator or Protector. It's really cool. And Zora, the wonderful Ben Jagaba. Saw you streaming the other day.
Yes, we are kind of back in the saddle now that theater's on. I'm out of the season right now. I'm taking a break in between shows because it's kind of like saying like, yeah, I used to run in high school, and then you just do a marathon out of nowhere, and then you're like, oh my god, I forgot how hard things like that are. So I respect the whole process enough to give myself a break, and we're now trying to get back into Mondays on Benjagaba. So we were playing a Dreamcast classic. I think it was also on the PC. Stupid Invaders. I did not know it was a point and click game, and I will be real here. when I'm playing a game and it is completely different from what I thought it was going to be experience-wise, like in a fun having kind of way, kind of kills the vibe a little bit. So we're going to do some research by playing some of these games beforehand instead of just throwing something that I think is
Do it
exciting and
yourself.
awesome. So
Otherwise,
so yeah,
you
tune in tomorrow.
have the consequences.
The consequences. Yes. And not the cool death-defying consequences kind of way.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
Death-defying.
in a barbecue contest yesterday and got second to last, so I didn't get last place. So that's a win in my book.
That's a very beautiful way of putting that. Yeah, you got yourself a nice shiny win-like condition there.
Yep.
And I'm Murray, your lawkeeper for the day. I don't play any of the characters except for all the NPCs, which is a lot. Coming
Which is
up
like
this week,
all the other characters.
all the other characters, yeah. Even their old ones now. Coming up this
Oh my.
week, we should have
Necromantic.
the Heroes Feast this week, right? Yes?
Yes.
Heroes Feast at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
A little earlier
We're making
there.
some life changes I will be discussing off air just to prepare.
Just to prepare.
We're gonna be awake. That's what we're gonna do.
That will be happening this Tuesday at 8 p.m. MT time. You can
And
do
will we have
time buddy.
Smokey?
We might. I need to double check and try to get a hold of Smokey.
Mhm.
Smokey was another accident, poor thing, and is
Yeah.
still in the process of recovering. So they will return when they can. Hopefully sooner,
Yeah.
because we miss that wonderful face of his and his ever
Oh.
cheerful demeanor.
We may lean on Chat GPT a little bit more because I don't know if you've
Or
seen the
just
news.
chat.
Chat GPT might get pulled out for a while. There's some legal
Ooh.
stuff going on there that they're like, hey, you know this whole thing where you're like pulling from all the databases of everybody to create this giant AI
Yeah,
monstrosity / miracle.
did they finally realize that it's exactly
Yeah,
like
I don't know
AI
if
art?
that's legal.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Where it's
Mhm.
just like, yeah, you're literally stealing from everybody to create an amalgamation of something. And so it's like, as fascinating as it is, we are now entering legal territory of should we do that?
That's a topic
what
we'll
does that
talk
look like?
about on Tuesday and Heroes Feast.
Yeah,
So come on by
I
at
like
8 p.m. for that. There's nothing for this Thursday. Bloodheim is on its off week. And then we will be having Bloodheim the following week. But most of August we won't, because 2 of the players are going to be in Europe on their own little holiday. They're going to be doing their own stuff, having some fun times. So we'll have something different in that place. A wonderful show that only comes around when something isn't going or running. Someone talk about merchant commands. I nominate you, Caleb.
Okay, well, I've already put the commands in chat, but we have a merch store. We have a way to tip us. We're on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. So follow us everywhere. I'll bear in. What
Big
else do we
fans.
got? Big fans.
I'll
What
tell
else
you
do
what we
got?
don't got. Body
What?
pillows.
Body pillows.
Yeah.
We are sorely lacking in body pillows in all ranges.
Ooh, mouse pads.
Preferably with slotted inserts. We need to
Okay.
keep
On
our
that
game
lovely
up.
note, I think
Yeah.
we've got all our
Totally.
announcements over here. Let's. Hey, something I realized that Bush has brought back. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods. If not, at least there will be blood. sorrow and loss may abound, we'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
And welcome back, everyone.
Now
Last
that I'm
time.
crying.
That's the first time Ben's seen the intro.
Well, Peter's
missed
voice
it.
is so beautiful and the art is so good.
It's so
That was
good.
so
Thank you,
nice.
Peter, for the intro and comic for the art. It's beautiful stuff.
Oh,
Last
boy.
time on Iridain, our party finished up their mission, turned in their quest, proved that the ghost would not come back, gave the letter over to Matilda, the wife of Captain Gerald Zephyr, and then agreed to escort her to Istrago. A little bit of a detour, but still along the same way by technicalities. The poor widower, widower is the male version, widow is the female. The poor widow had 2 children and could not quite afford to, with the money she had left over, by technical rights, hire a guard to bring them along, so traveling with a group willing to get paid by a guild over there was a whole lot better. They went along, encountered a brown bear, encountered some guards where they heard tale of the future
New
of the
friend.
road.
Which we
New
should have
friend.
New
New friend.
friend.
Which we should have killed.
New friend.
The bear will come back and haunt you. I think Zora's or Ben is hinting at the bunny rabbit that came back and haunted the consequences in the first campaign. Once they reached Istrago, they encountered for the first time the the canyon city of Balishtar, the largest city built within the faces of a giant canyon all along. Over on the top, you wouldn't see a single town, but as soon as you walk over to the edge, you would look down and see just this vast web of pathways, gondolas, and other little bits, leading from one section to the next, and the next. Water lapping down on the bottom. They took a gondola to the guild, got Matilda on her way, and started a conversation with Guildmaster Raki, as they discovered he knew who they had just helped pass on and the individual that caused him so much trouble. We finished with Teffy pulling out the notebook of random notebook she picked up and she's been reading and trying to decipher this whole time, and him pointing at it saying, "That's it. That was hers. That was Nalrin's." And unfortunately, Tangerine's not here, so Teffy can't reply to it. She's just going to look up, wide-eyed, look down, and then start fiercely scribbling inside her notebook.
My friend is obviously very shocked into silence by that revelation. Reki, could you please elaborate on the last time you saw that journal with Nelron?
And you see him pull out his notebook and flip back to his notes on the book, which I am also doing.
Yeah. She pulled that thing out and was just constantly scribbling little note. It looked like a creature journal of some kind. I mean, I swear when I saw her flipping through the pages once, I saw the swaddlefits, which are just a normal little animal. I don't know why you would include that inside a creature journal. Well, she is Permavolgan, actually. That would explain it.
But when did you see Nelron with the journal last?
Oh, 2 years ago, before they went on the voyage. 2 cycles ago, excuse me.
Okay.
Might I pull out my journal?
Wow, do you all have journals?
Everyone has a journal these days.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like you've got thumbs. Unless your paws. Can your paws, like, change shape so you have thumbs? Can you write? How did you
No.
sign? Huh. Peculiar.
So I reference my journal. And I say, oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't write anything down because I don't have a journal.
Just looking at your open hands. Huh. Okay, so I guess it's just the two of you.
Zara, my dear friend, here, you can start now. And Snozboop hands him a piece of paper and a writing utensil.
So I grab the journal and I write, "Today Snozboop gave me a journal." Cross underneath. Likely going to be the one and only entry, but we'll see.
Tiffy found the book. Gnome. Ghoster. The city of Jeffster.
That's here in Balastar. That's in the mainland. Like, that's nowhere near the ocean. Or the archipelago.
Have you heard any word of Malrun? Any sightings? Anything? In the past 2 years?
No, not a thing.
Can I add something? I believe it's archipelago.
It's that. Oh,
Depending on the accent.
Or education level.
Yes, it's definitely an educational problem here.
It's archipelago.
it's
Archipelago.
it's archipelago. I don't know how to handle most of this. You are a peculiar group. Who'd you say your guildmaster was again?
Great question.
Does anyone remember
That's a
that?
good question.
That is. Wait,
I have it written down somewhere.
Guildmaster
Julian Terrell.
Julian, yeah.
Gilderoy Masterson.
Guildmaster Julian Terrell. Wait, not the Julian Terrell. That
Well,
large elven guy?
definitely tall. Definitely an elf. Definitely. An elf.
Oh, you got a heck of a leader.
No, you're thinking of the wrong guy.
Well,
Seems
I
kinda
mean,
great.
Crazy.
the Julian Terrell is one of the only people able to, or known to, take on, oh, what are those creatures called? The giant worm things in Grantina.
As I said, crazy.
Yeah, well,
Part of me wants to say graboid. The other one wants to go into large dune references, but I will stop myself.
I'll figure it out one of these days. I'll remember all my lore in some point.
We just
Can't
need a
remember
good
all my stuff.
Tremors reference here and there.
I got a plan.
They're not purple
Yeah.
worms. They're more fierce than purple worms.
Ew.
Bigger.
They're under the
Grandmaster,
ground.
from where did the ship for the expedition launch? Was it from here?
Here, yeah. Yeah, it's one of our outside docks.
Straight out to the archipelago, I assume.
I mean, you can go straight out to the archipelago, or you can follow the coastline and head up to the
Do
open
you know what
ocean.
the route was? I guess is what I'm asking.
Oh, right. Here. He pulls out a nice little map, of which I'll can use the other one because I don't think. Yeah, let's use this one. Do. Let's see, did I fix this? Close enough. Good enough. He pulls out a map
Yeah.
here. And where you're all at is Istrago. He points. It's like, well, okay, so they're leaving here. They're gonna head down over to Quiltra and then move over and start heading over this direction. It's calmer waters. Now, there was an argument made by Nalarin, and she's a very persuasive person. So I wouldn't be surprised, but there's also the chance that they went close to straight out. She said there was something about the landmass that has been seen briefly over here. Won't ding if I don't have it on the right one. Closely over here about it being a little different and flat, which is apparently not right. I don't know. I know the oceans more than I know the lands and how they work.
Interesting.
So, but they needed supplies and they needed to do a few things in Qualtra before they headed off. So they definitely went to Qualtra at the very least and headed out this way. Whether or not they went north, east after that, or southeast, I don't know.
Interesting. Caleb, do you have any thoughts or questions for the Grandmaster?
At the moment. Do you?
I don't think so. Well, thank you so much for your time, Grandmaster. It has been illuminating.
Illuminating. Yeah. Well, for yourself and for me. I mean, if that journal showed up here, well, yeah, it could have been washed ashore like everything else. I mean, but at the same time, that's something I never saw her leave off her. So.
I don't think so. The spirit of your friend made it clear. She had other plans, other ideas. I think she made it off that boat.
Although it is interesting, if she made it off the boat, why did the book make it somewhere else? I assume she would not dump it or get rid of it. There'd be no reason to, see me.
A question that deserves further investigation, perhaps?
Yes, well said, Zara.
Unless it's to hide evidence.
Seems like it'd be easier to burn it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to burn something that's on the water.
Yeah, he's got a point. It's a little bit. There's a thing called alchemist fire that could do it, but they didn't have any of the supplies. They're not outfitted to leave with that kind of stuff, unless they found it on the islands. Also, depending on how deep they got into the islands would depend on what we got back from them.
She was hoping that the sea would keep her secrets, but it didn't. Unlucky for her, was very attached to a piece of a bow, and then a town decided to use that bow for construction. And we are here.
Darndest of weirdest things, huh?
Yes. Very coincidental. Well, Grandmaster, I'm sure we'll be seeing you again. I do hope you and your guild have an excellent day. Oh, I was going to say one more question. Could you point me the direction of the nearest post?
Yeah, I can send you the right direction of the nearest posting area. Also, if you all need any place to rest or stay for the day, the guild's open to you. It's always open to fellow guild members. Well,
Thank you so much.
Part of this one. You're still part of the guilds. It's no costs. No costs.
No cost. That's
You're
the
part of
best
the guild.
kind of discount.
You don't pay for anything in
Alright.
here. Why would I make you
Very
pay
good.
for anything here? Silly. What a weird notion.
Yeah, silly. Why would anyone pay for
Wait,
things?
does your guild master make you pay?
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
No, of course not.
Snozboot, take Tiffy, go to the post. Zara, Big Tin, and I gonna go do some shopping.
Excellent idea. Excellent idea. Bracky, at your word, I'll be on my way.
Well, be careful out there. I guess. I don't know.
I apologize. Which way is the post?
Oh, that word. That's the word you're looking for. It's over, so you're just gonna have to, once you leave the guild, you're gonna take a right. He tells you the directions to the post, the nearest one, which is just a couple of floors up. You have to go inside the walls, climb up some stairs, and head to a different part.
Right. Stas, Boop, and Tan, and
And Tange. Teffy.
Teffy
There you go.
will be heading out. Head to the post.
What do you have to be careful of?
Well, just, keep your hand on your coin purse. And also, when someone looks at you and says,
hands.
do something crazy, don't do something crazy. You don't have to. It's just something we do.
I'll chop a hand if I have to. And I have to chop a hand.
Hopefully not in town. And if you do need to
Well,
in
they better
town,
not
then
grab
go
my
to the
coin
fighting
purse in
pits.
town.
Oh, don't chop the hand. Just, bat it, break it, whatever. Just don't cut it off.
Gotta send a message.
All right, you do you, boo.
Quick question, Rocky.
Yeah, what's that?
I need to get my hands on some steel, iron, metal.
Those are three
Big
different
Tin
things.
walks away a little bit.
Those are, yeah, like what Zara said, those are 3 different things.
Well, I need many components.
Dockyards might be the best place to go look for those. I mean, that's where most of the forgers are located, is down by that way. Go ahead and go to the one located on this portion of the pier on the outside. A little bit of a walk and a gaunt, but it's my dockyard. So you can ask them and tell them, and that will be at a discounted price. Those are material goods, not consumption goods.
Gonna ship it back to,
What was it called? Palius?
Palius.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. Is that an old name?
No, Palius is right.
Palace
Yeah,
Crater.
Palius. Yes.
ship it back to Palius.
Given the quantity, like if it's the right amount, we could. We got to make sure it's profitable, though, still.
Exactly. Maybe we can make a deal. See you around.
All right. Oh, hey, actually, you two, if you want to go, you said you're going to be doing some shopping stuff. Finny out there, he knows all the good places, all the great spots and stops to go to that you might want to visit. If you want to go talk to him a little bit there, Caleb, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
He is going to wait until Zara and BT leave the room.
I leave the room.
Oh. Okay.
Just sips at his beer, watching. I'll be real quick. You have the information from Finny by the time I have my questions answered. Once you two are alone, though. Okay, so you're Caleb. That's your name?
Yeah.
You're being a little brave and bold in wearing that symbol on your chest. You know he's a wanted man, right? In fact, actually, so much so that I nearly jumped on you. Nearly put you in manacles, thinking you were him. But it's a good thing he's still working inside Zellum.
Last I heard,
Last you heard? What was the last you heard?
something about some sort of cataclysm. Took down a couple levels.
Oh. Oh. You're a little behind, buddy. There was a couple more. Another factory got exploded. Collapsed down 3 more levels. Same symbol brazened on the walls. Rumor has it that there is a couple more people with him this time. Exact same dress like you. Green mask. symbol on his chest? Just be careful.
What else have you heard? Do you know what factories?
Manufacturing ones in this one. Last one was a scroll making one.
Or they owned by?
The scroll one? Oh, the scroll one was just a public service. Let's see. Hang on. He sifts through some paperwork stuff as I sift through my notes. Where are the companies? Am I in the right location? Someone talk about monolithic miniatures.
What's your cue, Big Tim?
I know nothing about them.
Here's the thing about monolithic miniatures. They can be huge. We know that.
They're monolithic.
We also know that they're miniatures. So, you know, you can make things, pictures, whatever. They're really well done. That's the report. And the person who makes them does a really good job, and we like that person.
Hey,
Yeah.
go buy their stuff.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Go buy 10 of their stuff.
And the command is exclamation point epic minis to have a look. Ah, there we go. Copy that. Copy that was the company.
Well then, it all comes clear. It's not him.
So the one you knew about, is that the one you did?
I stay quiet for a second, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna say,
I'm gonna say, well, not exactly.
No, I'm gonna be asking for a check in a moment here, but I don't think that's the right point to ask for a check. How do you mean not exactly?
Because studying under him, you get to learn the pattern, the reason.
Pattern of reason. Keep going. He puts his feet up on the desk. Like, your friends might have to wait a little bit longer than I thought. I can actually take the mug and take a drink.
Not a terrorist, not what they claim. That's why suddenly he starts attacking public services instead of weapons depots. Why do you think the first explosion was big enough to clear 3 floors?
So there's only 3 floors.
Still, all of them, all the way down.
Well, that's fascinating. I think it's actually pretty interesting to hear in general. Pulls his feet back off his desk. I ain't got no problem with what you did. I'm not one to tell people. In fact, actually, that's the last time I'll even acknowledge it was you. What I will say, though, someone's besmirching the name of Ultian.
Yeah. I should ask you now, the period that I'm in this city, is the, guild in anything uncouth?
Define uncouth.
What kind of a hold does Altair have on this city?
Altar in this city? Nothing. Oh gosh. That's just the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
As I thought. Still,
No, you want
there's
filth.
anything
You want
I
connections to
come
them?
across.
Oh, let me point you the direction. Qualtra. Go to Qualtra. The Grantinian companies, because of what they're doing, they're not allowed to operate business in Balashtar. The king doesn't like the fact that even though they're being, what's the term, tariffed or charged for doing business with the Savath Dominion, they're still doing it. So he's completely banned them from coming into our lands, which has in turn banned them from going over to the states of Uptula, and because of the Vazuth Republic banishment, they can't trade with the Trillic Union either. So they're right now stuck dealing with the Savath Dominion. You won't find their influence in any of our places, especially one with a guild. The later ones, lower ones, you might. And if that's what you're hunting for, then all power to you. I'll support your cause.
Well, you've shown me kindness, so I'll show you one. Do you have any trouble in this city? Anyone that maybe I can deal with and clear up the name all in one go?
Yeah. Come to think of it, if your party's ready for, or up for a detour, I've got something. This would be guild paid. I mean, it's already something that the security force inside here is looking into, but there has been a string of murders going on, and people have been pointing at my friend. He's a taxidermist, and the way they've been killed is... Well, I'll let you gather the details if you want it, but we're going to go into the northern east spire. So, the 1 o'clock, as we call it. It's going to be on the 6th floor, the only taxidermist in that level. He's a little into the wall, so you might have to travel in. Dark side.
I can do that.
Only if you guys want to. I mean, if you all have another mission you have to go on, then go about your business, but I would appreciate that.
I'm going to no, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say instead is
I'll speak with him. Get back to you.
Thanks. You're an E-tier group, right?
Sure.
Oh, you don't know. Oh. He slaps you on the shoulder. He's actually like 4 inches shorter than you. So reaching up and smacking you, you could feel there's a lot more strength in there than you would have thought, given his stature and build. You're like, ha! You're going to want to work on some of that knowledge if you want to pass his inside. Otherwise, people will be able to read right through you, buddy.
Yeah, don't deal with people a lot.
Oh,
Work
we got
into your
messenger
time
points
a
for
lot.
that. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your business. You guys need anything, you let us know. Including on this job I'm sending you on. By the way, I'm gonna pay your group for it. How's 2,000 work?
That works.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to nod and then walk on out the door and meet Zara and Big Team.
Who?
Team.
I'll still, like, in the walkway, that middle walkway that leads up towards the bar area, just above on about this 3-foot stand area with a railing, and this guy leaning over it, human Finney, as he's been called, is telling the two of you.
Finny the human.
Finney the human, yeah. He's telling the two of you, right, yeah, so there's this place. It's called, well, I never really actually know the name of what they're called. I just ever actually go to the location, because I'm a wanderer. I walk places and I open doors. I'm also a wanderer in conversation. I get back to the point. He's a great archmech, or architect guy. He makes a lot of fun little things that you can get and attach and enhance your ability on a lot of different stuff. So if you're looking for little gizmos and gadgets, that's the place to be going. It's going to be on the 11 o'clock station. It's only a couple of gondolas away from this area, basically straight shot. But if you're looking for like salves and potions and things that you can drink and eat and such, you just go 3 levels down. And Helga, you want to look for Helga. She can be able to take care of anything that you might want on those things. She even has a few health potions from time to time. And those are usually hard to come by. They come at a bit more of a price, but given our proximity to the areas, we get them a bit more often. Magic little items like artifacts and such, you're going to be wanting to go to the 10 o'clock area, so just next to the Arctech spot. But the 10 o'clock, it's got this wonderful little magic shop. It's boutique areas. It's on the water level, so you just go all the way down, and easy to spot, easy to find. It looks crowded. There's this wonderful grandmother inside there. We all just call her Grandma. And we walk in, and she knows all of us really well and has a bunch of items put aside for us whenever we end up showing up there. Well, that's those details as far as inns. I mean, I won't be telling you inns because you can just come here and stay here with all of us. And you won't even be charged for it. And you'll have a grand time. So, come here to sleep for the night. Let's see what else is there. What would be you looking for? Anything in particular?
Zara, eyes glazed over with all of the options, manages to mutter, Grandma, Helga.
Grandma and Helga, yeah, they're... Oh, you want to be... Okay, so you're at 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And...
I like stutter for a second.
I think we're gonna be okay.
Could it be all right? Do you be needing a guide or something? I mean, I'd be happy to be going with you, or with anyone else around here. Actually, I feel like, hey, everyone quiets down and then looks over at Finney. Wouldn't anyone be liking to go with them if they like, or if they want? They all just cheer and shout. I'm like, see, anyone here?
Is Snozboop and Teffy still there, or are they gone?
You guys can be if you like. We can be gone.
They're gone.
They gone.
I find their
That conversation
enthusiasm
was
to be
real long time
suspicious.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be okay. We'll just have to go to the docks for now. Anything else, we might get along the way. I'd appreciate it.
It's alright. There are walkways, so you don't have to take the gondolas everywhere, but it does add a lot of cost.
What do you mean?
The carts that go from section to section, it's copper each time you go, but there are long walkway bridges. No, they're not very well kept.
We're gonna have to go not do that.
Then we'll go gondola. We'll figure it out as we go.
Good luck. Hope be seeing you again.
Yeah. We go walking to the docks. I'm going to explain along the way that we're going to pick up some materials for the special project back at the guild.
While you're walking, while you gather your thoughts there on that one, Schnozboop,
Schnoz.
where were you heading?
To the post office.
To the
Or
post
whatever the
office.
equivalent is.
Right. You're going to the post office with Teffy. Teffy, who is still buried in her book, scribbling away, writing in places. You could easily say you make it there safely. On the inside is a satyr who's sorting through some packages. smelling a few things a couple of times, like, I just love the smell of paper. Putting his mail down and looks up and the ring of the bell. Oh, hi. Hey, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm just doing swell, doing wonderful. Always a busy day over inside the mailbox. Yeah, you got a letter or something from me?
Two, depending.
Two?
What is the fastest you can get a letter through to the messengers of peace outside Stitrith?
Oh. Fast as I can get is through a fox, so you can fox it. It's only going to be a silver. I already know, because I actually just sent something out today. Out to them.
What's the timeline on that?
Oh, that's going to be... Ooh. Hang on. He actually would know this answer already. I'm still getting used to where the tools are. Foxing's a lot faster. It's going to be about 9 days, 9 solars.
And how secure?
Oh, extremely. They don't stop. They just keep going and going and going and going and going.
Okay. Very good. In that case, one fox letter to the messengers of peace outside Stitrith to be delivered to the elders.
To the elders as well. Alrighty. Hey, you won as well?
Say again?
You won as well? You a messenger of peace too?
I am.
Oh, wow, cool. 2 in 1 day. What do you think?
What's the other one?
Oh, some guy with a... Oh, he kept talking about peace and sending to the messengers of peace, so I just, thought it's funny to find 2 of you in 1 day. Oh, not another gnomish-looking guy. A lot younger. He has a flute.
I assume this reminds me of someone, does it?
Yes. So, would you like to make a name for him? I have the character in mind, but I want to know if you want to give him a name, seeing as the messengers of peace are kind of your baby.
Sure. His name will be Blake.
Blake.
Yes. Blake Flowerchild.
That is wonderful. What a beautiful name.
Blake.
Thank you. Blake Flowerchild. Blake Flowerchild.
Well, that is wonderful. Would I have any knowledge of Blake's assignment?
Yes, you would know Blake would have been part of the second wave. You were part of the first wave, the instruments having already been created. He had to stay behind because his wasn't quite complete.
Gotcha. But I didn't know where he was being sent to.
No, he didn't.
Okay. All right. Did you happen to get any information about where he was staying, anything of that nature?
Yeah, he's staying at the Flower Grove Inn. Said if any other mail comes by, that's where to find him. Didn't give me a room number or anything. Just that's where he'll be.
Delightful. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. I was going to hand over the 1 silver. Pay for that. Good. And then, as maybe a jump, but would you perhaps have paper writing utensils for that sort of thing that I could purchase?
Yeah, what kind of quality are you looking for? I mean, are you looking at spell book quality, normal letter writing quality, or map making?
More like the map making quality.
Okay, cool. Well, okay, so I've got some Vilt Premium here, And because you're so close to Vild, it's a lot cheaper. No shipping costs added on top of it. It would be a good time to pick up some of those. I'm a little low on supply, though. I've got 4 sheets. They sell for 3 copper each.
What do we say? All 4 for 10 copper?
Give me a persuasion check. That's what we call bartering.
It's 21.
Yeah, I could do that. Definitely. I mean, it's only going to be a couple of sols before the next shipment comes by. Not going to miss this.
Excellent. So I'm just going to give him 1 silver, I believe.
Yeah, that works.
Great.
Silver there. Wow. Do you have a carrying case for this?
I do.
Great.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Put that in there.
Need any
Great,
ink supplies or anything?
Yeah, do you have a bottle of ink? I could utilize that.
Tell you what, I have a bottle of ink, but I also have a bottle of colored inks. There's a bit of a price difference. One of them is 3 gold, and the other one's 1 copper. But colored inks.
I'll take the 1 copper one.
1 copper one? Here you go, then. Now this is standard writing ink. So when you're making some maps, you're going to have to dab it in a little bit more.
Understood. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. You have been most helpful. And I didn't get your name.
Postmaster Henry.
What do we know about the physical features of Postmaster Henry?
He is a satyr with a 4-horn head. There's one's coming up right where a widow's peak would start, like mine. And then 2 more coming around just the top of the temples. And they're curving around the top of his head just minorly. Standard, like, hooved feet on the bottom end of it. You get the sense that even though he is full satyr, and he looks like a satyr, there are a lot of aspects of hybrid about him. Not in the sense that he is a hybrid, more in the sense that there is a... what's it called? Ancestry to it. So maybe one of his great-great-great ancestors was one. Otherwise, pure satyr.
Cool. Well, it's great to meet you, Postmaster Henry. I am Snozboop McSnoogan.
Snazboop McSnoogan. I'll hold that one out as well. He holds out his hand, sleeved all the way up, with a nice weird ring around that accountants would wear. No idea why he's wearing it, but he is. And shakes your hand. Like, it's good to meet you. And you as well. Oh, hi. Keep scribbling.
This is Teffy, a friend of mine.
Ah,
Is it?
fearsome writer. I won't distract her.
A good man. Snobboop's going to leave. In case you're wondering what that letter said, it says that... Well, now I gotta read everybody's names.
You can just DM it to me as well, and we can go
I'll
over
DM it to you.
contents
Perfect.
at some point. Did you have a second one, though?
No, I wasn't sure if I was going to need to send 2 just to make sure I got through, but it sounds like I did. So.
Okay, cool. Like, yeah, but if you need anything else, you let me know. And hey, tell
Will
Blake I
do.
said hi.
Will do. Thank you so much. Snospoop at this point has realized he did not make a plan to find the others.
Sorry, everyone. I just smacked the mic again. It really is an abusive relationship. I'm sorry.
That's
Mike.
why I was kind of hoping you were waiting outside the door.
So I guess what Snozboop is going to do, with Teffy at best, in tow, is just walk around the city, looking for any sign of his friends. We're also trying to take in what the city is about, any key features or characters it might be about, whether that's the wealthy or the poor. Also, since he knows that his friend Caleb has interest in wrongdoers, he's going to keep an eye out for those as well.
Okay. Okay, I can break those down into 3 rolls. Now, if you're willing
Okay.
to use the rest of the day to do this, I can give you a couple.
Okay.
We can go into insight for the shady aspects of things, to kind of
Okay.
do insight on those bits. We could do perception for interesting characters, finding the
Okay.
little individual people wandering around and such. We can do. We could even throw an Arcana check in there for certain
Interesting.
aspects.
Okay. What role is it to find them?
To find the party,
Yeah.
I would do a percentile dice.
A percentile dice?
Yeah, random chance.
What about investigation?
Okay, I'll give you investigation.
Oh, nice.
There we
Okay. In that case, I'm going to be using not just a pretty face on that part of it.
go.
That's a 15 investigation.
15.
And then we are rolling insight, you said?
Yeah, for shady aspects.
That is a 18. And you said Arcana for things unknown. That's a 22.
Ooh. Wonderful. All right. The investigation, we can count that one earlier on, having realized that you haven't made a plan to meet up with everyone else. You start heading back to the guild and run into them as they are heading down to the dockyards. Seems like a logical location for you to smack into each other, especially with a 15 for roll. That's good. So the rest of you will encounter each other, because the time to get to the post office, to do all that, and then to come back is around the time that Caleb would have had that conversation and the distractions would have happened. Seems appropriate in my head. So you, I'll say, encounter each other halfway down. You're heading up, Snorsboop, they're heading down. And the gondola, the gondola comes to a close. I'm not going to count any of these things because you can technically count them as guild expenses, because you're technically doing guild stuff right now.
Yield stuff.
You're on mission, so
Great.
we'll spare you. I'll spare you the nitty gritty coppering you all.
Let's get
Nickel
down
and
to the
diming.
nitty gritty.
The
Copper
door
and silvering me all the way down.
opens up, and instead of seeing a cab full of just random people, you see a cab with Schnozzboop and Teffy inside.
Great timing.
Ah, how fortuitous, how fortuitous.
To the potion shop?
Yeah, well, yes, if you're not done with your shopping, lead the way. I will follow.
Let's go.
We have things to discuss as well on this
Elvis?
ride.
Oh, JP, did I get any intel on those other 2 rolls?
Yes, I'm going to be giving you intel on those 2 rolls as the rest of the day goes by. Now that you're joining them, I'll interrupt the moment with the result of your rolls.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Good checking.
I will also roll to find the nitty gritty, as one of you
Okay.
guys put it a little bit ago. I'm also ever presently looking for Cram.
Cram, so give me an insight check, and if you want to do the Mystery Arcana, you can give me a Mystery Arcana. Same for you, Zora and BT.
On
I'm
Arcana,
not
you
looking.
said?
I figured. More absorbing the town and the giant city, because this is definitely the biggest place you've ever been, BT.
Yeah.
Sorry, 22. I don't know why it took me so long to do that math.
That's your insight?
Mm-hmm.
The cats are stealing all my dice. I have to.
That's
Get
why you have a
new ones.
giant dice bag. Alternatively, this is why you
Oh,
have
I have
56
emptied-
d20s.
3 of them. No, I am not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I leave them out for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I come back because I hear a clinking on the ground and I think, oh, I've lost 1 dice. No. Somehow, I've lost 5. And it's like, oh no.
All right. What's that
But
roll?
it is my fault. Bad cat dad.
Bad kitty. Oh, that's not Zora. That's cat.
No, bad kitty.
You said Arcana, right?
Yeah, if you were to give me an Arcana one, yeah.
Oh, I got a +0 on Arcana. 18.
18, still all the same. Oh, wow. I'm just going to laugh about that to myself.
Ha, ha,
I'll tell you all
ha.
about it later. Cool. You saying what you did, Caleb, with chit-chat and such, the 3 of you climb onto the gondola, it going a little bit under the weight of BT, but it can withstand your weight. The doors.
So they start jumping up and down.
Uh-oh.
Please don't.
Uh-oh.
I'll start rolling percentile dice for whether or not you all fall to your deaths. Well, most of you. It starts going along with it.
How did probably kill me?
We might have a side mission.
Your voice box.
Some
was
things have come up. Oh, it is? Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
We might have a side mission, and some things have come up. We have an investigation into a friend
Investigation?
of the Grand Master of the Guild here. Apparently, he's accused of a crime he did not commit, or that's what the Guild Master says. We will find that out. He's gonna pay us 2,000.
How about we say we solved it and go shopping instead?
I'm not gonna do that right away. We already have had a schedule. I'm just saying we take some time here.
Interesting. What is the little side quest you mentioned?
Like I said, Grandmaster
Rocky?
is Rocky. Friend of theirs is in trouble. Accused of a murder he did not commit, apparently. But we will find out.
Interesting. All right. Well, show me the way. I don't have much information to go on, but I will assist as I can, of course, my friend.
Let's continue shopping first, get those things done, and then investigate.
Sounds good.
And some other things might come up in the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry ahead of time, I guess.
If one is sorry, doesn't that mean one will try not to do it again? And if you know that you're going to do it, oh, how could you be sorry?
No, I'm sorry for something I've already done.
Oh. Well, in that case, you are forgiven.
Quick thought.
Lead on, my good friend.
Because Zora wanted to stop by the potion shop first. Is it on the way to the docks, or?
Oh,
are we
heavens
already
no.
at
Isn't
the
it just
docks?
below?
Oh heavens no!
No.
What was the shop that was just below us?
Wait.
No, because we were
August?
going to the docks. Remember?
You were going to the docks. The docks is just below and on the other side. I have to think about the Arctech and the magic shop on the other side. The potion shop is just below. You're right. Yes. So the potion shop is just below you.
Yes.
I'm getting the tinker shop I was thinking about. And that's on the wrong section.
Where's Grandma's?
Grandma's? which is aptly what it's called, Grandma's, is on the lower surface area. When you lower down, you walk out of the inside of this wall, which a lot of the stairways getting down to lower floors is built into the surface of this canyon face. You get down to the bottom, and it's just about 8 feet of rock, and then ocean. The water just quietly lapping back and forth. Looks like the tide is coming in, getting towards the closer end of the day, as opposed to anything else. So the tide is coming in. And over to the right, the only shop in this area, the only purchasable place with advertising sells and wares, is a little sign that goes in the wind, reading Grandma's.
Oh, yay.
And there's still light coming from the inside of it. You're in the middle of a canyon, so while the sun may still be up in some place, it is dark in here. There is no sunlight coming in anymore. You walk up, open up the door. The familiar fragrances of a potion shop, herbs, scents come wafting over your face. It's a lot tidier than most potion shops. There's trinkets, little bits and bobs hanging in different locations. The sound of bubbling and gurgling from multiple cauldrons going on.
Standard question.
You cannot fit.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you cannot on this one.
Is there
The
a
door-
window I can stick my head through?
There is
It's
a
open?
window. It is open. You can put your snout through it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Just a robotic snout getting shoved through an open window. And the rest of you walking into this tiny looking location. And in a rocking chair is this elderly grandmother, knitting her way through a few things, occasionally looking up and sniffing. But when she looks up, you can see, she can't see, she's blind. Her eyes are completely clogged and clouded over, but she can easily smell as the nose is twitching. Takes a little bit of a moment, but the nose is twitching, and although it may be bold, the rest of her snout is not. Cloak and hood covering most of her features, medium in size, it takes you a while to realize this is a herringon. When she pulls the hood over after putting the knitting needles down, like,
That's a few different senses I didn't expect. I've never had urine before. I know most people who come here. How may I help you?
We're looking to see what you got, Grandma.
Yes, well, I have a few things. There are a few on brew that'll be ready tomorrow. What? I can only really help if you give me a specification.
I want something that will permanently enhance my vitality.
Unless you come from money, honey, I don't think you can afford something like that.
Try me.
Well, we do have a potion that could potentially increase your livelihood, your lifespan. But it costs roughly 5,000 gold.
What do you say to 200 gold pieces?
I say that could buy you 4 potions, max. Not that.
Could I have a sip?
Why are we here, Zara?
rocking stops.
No, you can't have a sample. All
Do you
sales
have
final.
something that can raise my resilience?
actually know how to knit. Why am I doing this?
Yes, I do, but again, I feel like it is a little over your price range, depending on your resilience. So are you...
Table talk wise, are you looking to increase your vitality, so like increase your HP?
Yes.
Okay, so those potions do exist. They are very rare at the very least, so that's 50,000 gold. Maybe a little
I want
over
something
your...
that would buff my defense.
Okay, so
Like a AC. Is there anything that'll raise my AC or anything that'll raise my... What would it be?
So, for your armor class wise, there are a few things, and I'll talk table talk wise here for the time being. There is a book that you can read. Like, you have to read it within a week, and it's 72 hours of reading that will permanently increase your dexterity bonus. And that increasing your dexterity is a way of increasing your AC. That is a legendary item, though, so 500,000 gold pieces is your rough price range you're going to be looking at. There are potions that could do it as well, but you're looking at a very high cost too. There are stones of the knowing. D&D terms, that would be called Ion stones, but Ion is the god of knowledge in D&D lore. In Nathriel, what we know is the god of knowledge is called the knowing god. So stones of the knowing are the same things as Ion stones.
AKA Finestorm.
AKA Finestorm. Yeah, that is Finestorm right now.
In the stone.
The Iron Stone, that's a way of doing it. I think those ones are uncommon, so they're much more affordable. The thing with them, they're only permanent as long as you're attuned to it and have it active floating around your head. It is something everyone else can see and know, and there is a DC for snatching it out the air and pulling it away from you.
Uh-oh.
Minor risk. I've literally never seen a campaign ever do something like that, though. Ironstone? Oh, come on. Come on, people in D&D Beyond. Organize a search engine that can read what I'm trying to spell. I don't know.
Search engines can be kind of a pain in the butt.
Ah! Okay. It can be because it's not intelligent. It relies on specificity. Yeah, those are uncommon. No, those are rare items. So roughly about 5,000. Still a little rare at the least. A few of them are very rare and legendary. So maybe a little still out of your price range right now for what you're capable of, but you are thinking down the right paths. For right now, what you would be looking for are temporary boosts. Especially in the potion sense. Things that you can drink and temporarily give yourself that boost.
All right. How about a temporary dex potion?
I did have a gene specialist in through recently. Helped me with a few recipes that are very temporary, but have side effects.
Who's in the room with me right now?
Everyone, I think, except for Big Tim.
Everybody.
Potion Master, I have something I must tell you, gene-wise, but you are the only one privy to this information. So everyone else has to mute themselves or deafen themselves.
Oh. Give me a stealth check, Zara. If anyone would like to
Stealth
try
check.
to hear into this conversation.
Yes, sir.
Snathgoop is gonna try that.
Okay, give me a perception.
What kind of a roll?
Perception.
Uh-oh.
Can I
Is
see
it
their mouth?
stealth?
I'm gonna say their back is to you, Big Tin, so
Do I get
unfortunately you will not be
advantage?
able to see their mouth. Do you get advantage? Why would you get advantage for this?
I don't know.
I don't know either, so no.
Well, I rolled a 9, including my... I rolled a 5 plus 4.
Oh dear.
I got a natty 1 for a
We're gonna
5.
role play this.
Okay,
That's
so
not
natty
nice.
1.
for me, Big Dog.
Guess I'll deafen myself.
Caleb. Big Tin. Don't forget, actually, Peter, I can do that. Then I can bring you back whenever everything's ready.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
I don't have to signal you. Big Tin, you can't see their mouth, unfortunately. You'd only be able to hear them on this one.
Okay. What do I need to hear?
Perception check. You gotta beat
Passive.
a 9.
Can a passive work or?
No, passive does not work.
Okay.
This one's got to be an active check.
I got a 14.
14? Okay, you can hear. We'll see you in a bit, Peter. Sorry.
What did Caleb roll?
15.
Uh-oh.
Death.
Good scrub.
I did it. All right. What do you say, Zara?
It was on a 14, or a 13, which would have been fine.
Okay,
And
Zara,
it
what do
was
you
just
say?
like, so I
Schnauzboop is
lean
death.
in and I whisper ever so gently, change.
I can't hear you. Stage whisper.
I'm a changeling.
Okay.
Big Tin already knew that.
Yeah, Big Tin did.
Probably. I don't know if Caleb did.
Hi. Hey, welcome back,
Nope.
Schnauzboop.
But
Random little bit was thrown out.
I knew you were hiding something.
The
That's good note stuff right there.
the needles get put down.
She's eating one of my books. What the heck? She a dog?
Yes.
She's just tearing
weird.
apart a book. I'm like, what are you doing?
Cats. What can you do?
They always surprise you, man.
Tasty mercury. Peter, what? Just she puts the needles down back on her lap.
Oh. Ooh. Very well.
Moves the materials over to the side like she's used to it. Abusive relationship to my mic. I'm sorry, everyone. I like smacking every now and then. And stands up and cringed over, a little bit of a hunchback on her back. Walks over to the counter.
Yes, I have a few things on my work specifically for you, then. It will last a little longer because of your aptitude. And they're only able to be given or sold to people like you. Someone like me drinks it and bad things happen. As such, they're a little cheaper than everything else.
Oh
Still
boy.
not easy to come by, and not permanent, but they last longer. Instead of a minute, they'll last an hour. And instead of, well, let's see, yes, this is an alteration of a quickness potion.
And you look inside, and it's a little bit of a vial, kind of like what this would look like, but only clear glass instead.
Clear.
And inside is this liquid that when she picks it up, you know how liquid sloshes back and forth when you pick it up? No, this one's still spinning. It spins and spins and spins, and when you see over the top, there's a bit of a whirlpool formed in the middle. And no matter what she does, when she turns it upside down or over, it just spins. Same direction.
She wants me to drink that?
Yep.
Like this one, it will give you a boost inside your dexterity for about a minute. Anyone can drink this one. This one, though.
She pulls up another liquid, another container, and it's pitch black for the rest of you. Looks like water. Doesn't move, even when she turns it over. But when you're looking at it, Zara, she turns it, and instead of a black liquid tipping over, you see this clear white liquid tipping to the edge. And the blackness starts to gradually fade where the liquid no longer is.
This one's you specific. Don't let anyone else drink this. And that one will boost you and make you a bit more dexterous and agile for about an hour. The first one I am selling for 35 gold. This one, though, due to specificity and nicheness, 40.
I'll take them both.
75 gold, then, for the two. There you go. Make sure you have them correct.
You can see that she does not have them labeled. And they're both in the same kind of jar. But difference between the
You did
liquids.
the same thing for me.
For you, yeah.
35 gold? No, 75.
use,
75.
Do I have like a pen of some sort in my disguise kit?
Sure.
We'll write N for normie on the regular one.
On the regular one, okay. There you pull out your ink reservoir quill. You know, that shade. Just the shade before pens were created and quills still were in
Could you
high
imagine
demand,
having
but
the
the reservoir
quill
was there.
on some makeup? Ew.
Ooh. I'd rather not. Yeah, doable. But you pull out your ink reservoir quill from the area and write normie on the label of the normal one that everyone else can drink, making the specificity between the two. And presuming you pay up with the 75. Cool,
Already
perfect.
taken out.
Those are potions I'm going to have to custom make
Okay.
for you. But they will temporarily boost your dex by 2.
IRL, I cannot find my notebook.
I'll make a note of it. And go into your character sheet, though. And under your inventory section, there's a notes portion. And you can type that in to your notes portion.
Okay. Type it into other.
Other. Yeah. Teffy would know this, but potions like these can be made by gene warriors or gene specialists for other people to consume. But unfortunately, they always have a side effect. Of which I'm not telling you until you drink it.
Oh.
That's why they're sold for so cheap.
When you finally turn around from this transaction, I want you to know, Ben,
Yes.
that Caleb is just staring at you, and his eyes are, like slits in that mask, just like.
Who would like to roll for Teffy?
Oh.
Ah.
Someone
Do
give
it.
me a d20 roll for
With the
Teffy.
ooh woo. Hit it.
Because
Hit it with the ooh woo.
that's information I know Tangerine would love to have, and they definitely would have made a roll too.
That's a 5 on the die.
Ooh! Ooh!
Oh, was it perception?
Ooh,
Was it
ouch!
Teffy would have been muted too. They don't get to know
Aha.
that. Sorry, Teffy.
Ha-ha.
If you make a really good plea, I'll let you re-roll that yourself. But for right now, you got a 6 on your roll to hear that. So,
Rough living.
Oops.
oops,
Rough.
magoots. Thank you, Peter, for rolling that. Cool. Well, a little engagement. Caleb staring down his
For the
eye.
dogs.
What?
Lead the way, Caleb. Lead the way. This is a delightful adventure thus far.
Thank you, grandmother.
Oh, yes, very good to meet you all as well. And thank you for taking those off my hands. They're nearing their expiration date. Get out of my store. I'm tired. I need to go to sleep.
Wait, what was that last part?
Nothing. Bye.
I would say thank you from the
Those
window.
are, Zora. I suggest you drink them soon.
A talk, that's fascinating. I've never seen that. I like your steel predator.
Well, I'm sure it likes you too.
She wanders through a back door.
We leave.
Ding, 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 ding. You're all heading to the docks.
Yeah.
There's a
Wait.
fairly quick path that leads directly to the dockyard on the other side. And when you get over there, it's nearing the end of the day. There are no ships. Or, well, it is actually the end of the solar at this point. So there are no ships going out. No ships you can see coming in. Large tower, lighthouse with a light flashing out every now and then. Still a few people around. At this point, it's the close. Let's call it the close of their shifts. So all the dockyard workers are starting to go the opposite direction of you. And you start running into these clearly sea-driven people. And heading on over, you find the singular person who's looking up a couple of the ships. He's a dwarf in race, actually. I was going to say in stature, but we're in a fantasy world, so it's an actual race. But he's a dwarf. He's got long brown hair, this salt-licked beard. You can tell it's salt-licked by how poofy and curled it is around. You can't even see his lips at all. His nose is massive. Is kind of a little small in comparison to everything else. It hides behind the beard when you look over. Well, they hide behind the beard when you look over. And he's tiny little beady eyes.
I imagine he looks like Dr. Wily from Mega Man.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of what I was thinking of. Yeah, can I help ya?
Yeah, sorry to come so late. Sent by the Grandmaster of the Guild.
Oh, hey, Grandmaster. He's a good guy. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be filling this spot then. What is it you need?
Need metal, steel, and iron. Some other things.
Also,
And
three different things.
I give him the exact dimensions of the raw material that I need.
He needs metal,
okay.
iron, and steel.
Metal, iron, and steel. Well, iron and steel are a form of metal.
Or is it
She's been
metal,
stuck on a three different
semicolon,
thing all day. Just
iron,
don't even
and
question
steel?
it.
There's a few
Multiple
other
components.
supplies in here too. There's a scribble of your. There's a little scribble of extra supplies of wood and other steel too. Is this from some shopkeepers?
Yeah, it needs to be delivered. All the way in Palias. To the
Palias?
Guild.
We haven't done business in Palias for a while. Well, I thought
Maybe
that
it's time
city
to
was
start
dead.
trade. Not anymore.
Huh. Good to know. I mean, we absolutely love their mining seasons and we love their harvest seasons too. It's gonna be a.
Also, along with any wood that you're sending that way, I know they could use some more employees at several
Good.
various shops. If someone's looking for jobs.
Oh, all right. I can definitely talk to some people about jobs too down there. I know there's a few people in the city who don't have some and might need a few and might need to relocate for them. Well, it's a bit of a journey around Grantina and into the rivers for this, but we can definitely do something like that.
What would be the
Although-
costs for the first shipment?
Oh, the cost for the first shipment in this quantity and this size to make it worth it. Well, if you got shopkeepers on your side too here, well, because if you do, you might actually be able to do this.
I just need a figure.
We got some shipments still going over to Lillianville, so Lillianville, that place. Couple of thousand at least. I would say roughly 4,000 for the addition. And that's including what your other shopkeepers are looking for too. And assuming that you can get a deal with Vilt. Oh, well, I mean, with the first one, it actually goes up. If it's just what you're asking for, it goes up. Because it's less of a worthy journey and you gotta cover more factors. But if it goes down with the other bits, that includes what they would have to pay too, so you're being part of the guild. The 4,000 is what you and the shopkeepers would have to cover. If it's just you, weird thing of shipping, you yourself would have to cover 5,000.
What's your name?
Me? Oh yeah, I'm Dockmaster Kronk.
Kronk the Docks.
I name people like this just to see that weird smile come from on to Ethan's face there.
Physical features.
He is stout in feature. He's got that beard, as I described, in the brown hair. A couple of braids going throughout with a few beads going up. He's wearing an overcoat, more like a long trench coat, salt-stained around the edges and the bottom portions. Long, tall leather, thick leather boots. Tattered pants, but still capable and worthy. They look to be of military make from the Balashtar, but
Species.
seeing he's dwarven.
I'll get back to you. Need to send a letter.
This is all within 60-day delivery payment. We deliver, you owe us in 60 days. A net 60, as they call it in the business terms. And we would have a delivery over there within, well, I mean, we could map this out for you. And the reason for the cost being so high, it's so far away. We do deliver over there. Lillianville takes up most of the costs. Usually we charge something like 15,000 for something that far away, because Lillianville's roughly 3,000 miles away for saline terms. Alternatively,
I'm gonna pause for a second. Continue, sorry.
Pallius would add another 350 miles to it. What we need ourselves, though, is one of those flying ships. It would be a lot faster with that. Like the one docked up there.
I'm gonna hold up one finger to pause him. Then I'm gonna turn to the group. And I am going to whisper to them.
Does that key still work?
With a deception. Oh, that's not terrible. Hold on. What's my deception? Oh, dirty 20.
What am I rolling here? What's happening?
No,
I don't
I
think you're
asked
rolling
you guys
anything.
if the key still worked, but I whispered, so I rolled a deception.
Oh, I see.
Stealth. It should still be that high, I think.
It does. Why do you ask? I don't think Kiefer would have any. He seemed not to be a man of funds.
No, what I'm saying is we could use it to cut the shipment costs.
This seems like a very low priority situation to get Kiefer involved.
Not if it builds up Pallius.
Okay. Because I think Tangerine would do this. And you can correct me if you can all correct me if I'm wrong, and we can veto what I'm about to say. But Teffy, I believe, would lean forward and be like, "There is a flying ship here as well. We could always ask them. Flying is faster than sailing."
Indeed, it is.
And walking through a door is faster than flying.
That seems like a good idea, Teffy. Perhaps we should try that.
So everybody's just gonna shoot down my plan?
It seems rash and unnecessary. I apologize.
How so?
Kiefer did say emergencies.
Also, imagine you made some very good friends on a moment of the afternoon, and the next time that you see them, it's to call them to lug wood and iron through door. It's not very friendly.
Not very friendly at all.
I, for one, hold Kiefer as one of my highest pals, and I would not want to treat him that way.
Very good
Are
friend.
there any that can match your highest pals?
Why would he have to move the material?
What do you mean? He would have to come here, open a door. Somebody
We
would.
have a key. It works before. Use the key on a door. They just walk it through. It's in Pallius. What are we discussing?
The key was just to get Kiefer here, I thought.
No, we use the key.
This is half. This is
So,
half
table
in
talk.
character and half out of character.
Table
we
talk.
literally use the key.
Oh, we understand.
To travel.
We understand. Something here, table talk wise, the key gets you to where Kiefer is, not to anywhere you want in the world. Gets you to where Kiefer is. So Kiefer would have to be in Pallius for that plan to work. Now, it is a valid plan. It could work if Kiefer was in Pallius.
Then how did we get to the one city if we literally just went
That
across
was a
them
key
and then...
he used. He put his key into there. The key he gave Zora takes you to where he is.
Oh, so we just had a one-use key? Is that what you're telling me?
You have a one-use key to wherever Kiefer is.
Oh, well then, so the key I was talking about, the key that opened
Yeah, that's with
the
Kiefer.
barn
That's
door,
with Kiefer.
but he wasn't with us when we
Yeah, he's the one who
wasn't
sent
with us
you.
when we used it.
No, he closed it, and he's the one who put the key in there and transported you all. Because when he opens the chest, when he turns that key in the lock of any chest, it switches the location of random chest, table talk wise, of random chests with another chest.
I thought we had already left him behind when we opened that door.
You did.
So I've been confused about that key. So,
He is. He's still somewhere where you first entered the barnyard. So moving you back to the Balashtar
no,
map
I know,
here.
I know that. But I thought he gave us a key.
He did. He
to
gave Zora a
take us
key to him,
wherever we wanted.
to
Wait,
wherever
I had no
Kiefer
idea.
is.
That'd be
No,
really overpowered, I think. I don't think he'd give it that to
Yeah,
us.
I'm not going to do that just yet. Just yet. Not yet. But that could easily be a Caleb misunderstood moment. I mean, I genuinely do believe that because I did
You can open
phrase the
the
way he said
doors,
it
see
in a
where he
very
is,
vague way
get
just
more
for
shit.
something like that. So, by all means, continue RPing where you left off. It makes sense.
Fine. Okay, so I'm confused about the key.
That's quite all right, my friend. That's quite all right.
He did say
It's
I
not
have
as
to
good
be
as
in
Pat
range.
him on the shoulder.
Y'all are fighting about something and I don't know. I'm switched to voices. Y'all are fighting about something and I don't know what it is. You still need that shipment?
Hold on. Even if we rent a flying ship, that's going to cost us extra money. Even if it saves us some here.
You mean it's gonna cost the guild extra money?
Well, not the guild, it's the city of Pallius that's purchasing those goods. And I don't think the guild has any interest in buying them.
The guild sent us on this mission, yes?
No.
This is a personal thing.
Wait, what are we doing
Just
right
right
now?
here. Currently.
Caleb is trying to buy
This is funny,
supplies
but
for
anyway.
a personal project, and we thought we would help the shopkeepers of Pallius who needed wood. And so it is sort of a personal project for the people of Pallius, not having to do with the guild at all. I believe that sums it up. That being said,
I agree. I think we should not rent an airship on this. That's money.
But
How much does an airship go for? I say turning around.
The guy.
an airship. Well, I mean,
rent.
if it's for the people of, well, if the government's doing it, then the government will cover the costs. So it's not on you. You're just negotiating the contract for it to be shipped over. An airship, it's a lot less of time for an airship. So it would be a lot more of an affordable price. So something more, you'd have to talk to that captain, but if I had an airship, I would only charge maybe 1,000 if I'm being greedy. And let's
And we'll
face it,
come
I'm
back.
usually being greedy.
And we'll come back. We've got a job to do here anyway. That'll get us the money to do it.
All right. If you're doing the airship, it's not mine or anyone in the city. You'd need to go to them for that. It's called a Lily of the Valley. It's over in the top of this same portion, so you just gotta go up to find it.
Okay.
Very quickly, Murray, because I am done here, so I'm going to leave. But and it is already nighttime. I added 22.
Oh.
I think insight. You said the roll or perception.
Yes,
For
your 22 was the
brains?
insight. Yep. For
Did I
fun stuff.
see-
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I will interrupt when things are time to go by. There has been no deceitful grossness about this guy. I mean, it's all business by him. He's giving you accurate quotes to what he's doing. But if everyone is leaving, if you've got the information you need from our good old lad here
I do.
for the shipping costs, as it would be by harbour, which, by the way, for people watching as well, them negotiating shippings like this and sorting up things like this to go on is a boost to the city that they are based out of. They are part of a guild called the Three Watchers, which the more successful the Three Watchers are, the more successful the town is. And Pallius, being a successful town, means more money in their pocket. Whoop whoop. So they,
like that.
doing things like this, increases their town prosperity. And town prosperity is a good boost to their guild name. They're covering all the bases, which is actually really cool to see. But
Very
if you're all
quickly.
done,
Very,
yep.
very
Yep.
I have a small question because it just came back to my head. Okay. And this is lore stuff, and I'm sorry to do this right now. Okay. You told me earlier that for sure Altair is only trading between the Grantina Senate and the Savoth Dominion, right?
Yep.
And knowing my book learnedness of this character and his intelligence, I understand what kind of place the Savoth Dominion is, right?
Yep. Really
Okay.
vile.
Is it safe to assume that all of these military contracts are specifically for the Savoth Dominion? All of the plans I have seen, all of the stockpiling of stuff.
You have...
Would
Okay. You've asked a
would
question.
Altion? I have asked a question.
You have asked a question. I would like you then to give me... I want 2 rolls.
Okay.
I want a history check.
All right, I can for sure
And
give you one of those.
I want an insight check.
terrible, not terrible. Which one is- Okay, that's not great. History was 12, and then you said insight
Insight, yep.
is 18.
18. Okay. Is this what I'm gonna do? Okay, so you, while walking along, going to the next destination, it being the end of the day, the sun being down, dark, lights, lanterns covering all around the streets, keeping an eye out on things, you can tell that the night time of the city is still lively, it's still active, full of occasions and moments where you want to be on the watch. You see a momentary situation where a fight might break out and you break that up easily enough. And you start wandering into the more darker locations, less profitable spots. The whole time thinking about everything that Guildmaster Raki told you, Caleb. Wondering about what they were doing, why they're attacking different locations, spots that you yourself would not attack. And you realize that given rumors and the things that you've heard, Balashtar has started using vehicle equipment that has these chain guns on top. They've started using motorized, as they're being called, equipment to get their troops from location to location. Not like what you saw. What you saw was different.
Okay.
But the reports you've been hearing, what you saw is not in use with the Savoth Dominion. They're not selling that.
Okay.
With the insight, you even put together what you saw looks as though it's designed for the sand, to be an advanced sand crawler of some kind.
Yeah.
But it also looks like it's very good on land. Even mountainous terrain, if needed. You start putting it together.
So my next question is,
Mm-hmm.
very quickly, is there any way to put any pieces together where Savoth Dominion and the Senate, Grantina, are working together to do something? You know what I mean?
Okay.
That Altair is building like weapons for the weapons I found were for the Grantina Senate, an assault from them. But I'm trying to figure out the angle. Like, why do they have these?
Okay. Schnorsboop, would you like to use your insight of 18 for this?
Sure.
Sure. While walking along, you can see that Caleb he's distracted. A town like this, I mean, you know him well enough. He would be looking around, looking for those crime bits, but he's distracted. He's thinking about something. You can tell he's pondering a reality that might be popping into his brain and might need some assistance. Neither talking it out or magical in some
Do you
way.
believe in friendship?
Caleb, you hear this coming out next to Schnorsboop? You are inspired.
Want me to add, what is it, a D6?
6.
Add a d6 to your insight check.
And then after sing that tune to my friend, who I can tell is struggling, I'm gonna say to him, Caleb, it seems you're trying to suss something out. Perhaps speak it aloud. And I cannot assist you. Perhaps speaking it aloud, you will be able to assist yourself.
Very quickly, the 4 I rolled makes my previous insight of 18 to 22.
Oh, your previous insight was 22 already, so it's 26 now. Yeah, that was 18 was 18 was Schnorsboop's previous insight.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So 26 now.
I'm gonna say out loud.
I've been thinking where I come from. Grantina Senate is run by the Altair Corporation. They build things. Well, Altair, they're the ones who made those plans that I found. The reason why I'm here for the supplies. I already spoke with the engineers from Pallius to build me something similar. The weapons of war, made for sand and the land. Trying to figure out why Altair can only trade with the Grantina Senate in the South Dominion. And why? Why are they building sand weapons?
Well, what else can attack sand? Where else is there sand for them to attack?
No, I'm saying it goes from sand to land. It can do both.
Oh.
I mean, it can be launched from the Grantina Senate.
Well, we do know the Balashtar has kicked them out. They are their neighbors. Perhaps they mean to use these to overthrow the kingdom of Balashtar so they can trade in the kingdom of Balashtar and beyond. Perhaps they're sending the ships to some island in the archipelago. I don't know exactly what is there, but seems not north, as that seems to be mostly mountains and rivers. Is that helpful?
It is. But I thought of that. I don't know. There's something else I'm missing.
Caleb, and 26 on insight. Don't forget where Raki's at as well. If you're looking for any place for interaction of corporations, look to Qualtra, which is part of the Balashtar Kingdom.
On the way back, we're stopping Qualtra again.
Again? I don't think we've ever been there.
You haven't.
Oh, I thought we went.
No, you went to 3 seasons and then teleported to Wilcom. Qualtra is in between those.
Yes, we went right past that.
You went right past it.
It
It is genuinely out of the way. But
on the way back, we stopped Qualtra.
Well, if it is helpful to you, my friend, that seems feasible to me.
Thank you.
Now then, if that's taken care of, and you can be focused on something else, I was told we are needing to help somebody falsely accused.
In the morning. It's late.
No.
City's far more
Sometimes,
dangerous at night.
I think, Caleb, you perhaps may know this better than others. Some things can only be found in the dark.
Yeah. Still, it's the first time here.
I know just the spot to spend the night. Snozboop will approach the nearest person who is in the street and ask them where the Flower Grove Inn is.
the person you wander off to, it's a little bit of a weird tingliness. Like, you walk up to him and for a second you're like, oh, what was that? As you're stepping in a direction, but when you get to him, there's no strange feeling in any way. Just that weird, momentary sensation of something happening. Zora, you get it too. You also get this weird tingle about you, and it feels magical in nature, but you can't quite identify where any bit came from. And you walk up to this man who's standing roughly about this 6'8", 5'8". Wow, sorry, I put a wrong number there, complete wrong number
This
there.
giant.
This giant. No, he's not that tall. This 5'8" man who
8'8" man.
he's got these deep blue eyes and rugged, black hair, 5 o'clock shadow about him, these simple pauper clothes, holes in various places, but he looks at you and like, the Flower Grove Inn. Oh, yes. That's just a few tiers up from here, and then you're going to go to the 4 o'clock station. So just one over from where we're at. This is the 5 o'clock. You want to go to the 4 o'clock. Middle ground. Easy to find. Lot of happy people there.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Happy people.
Enjoy.
Smiles is gonna go that way.
He continues walking by about his path. A little bit of a slow walk about him. And you, traveling up, taking another gondola, another cost, which I'm not counting because you'll just be reimbursed for it, because technically you're doing guild stuff. Raki would be the one reimbursing you for these. So, not bothering with the count. You find yourselves in a little sign with a large rose that's budding at the top. And it's the Flower Grove Inn. Flowers growing on the outside. For those of you who are arcane focused, with your arcane checks, Snorsboop and Zora, you would definitely immediately be able to tell they're magically made. But you enter in and you hear not piano. Still piano. You hear flute. You hear flute play, flute music, and I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Ouch.
Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Is this magical?
Mm-hmm. Very magical.
21.
21.
Ouch.
9.
Ooh. Caleb?
6.
6. Ooh. BT?
9.
9? Oh no. Caleb and BT.
Mhm.
BT, hey, Bumbly Beezers. Wow, what a weird time to raid. We're about to go on break. Hi, welcome to the inn. We are about to go on break, unfortunately, but the break time, we have ads, which is a great time to tell us, to inform you who we are, what we do, and all that loveliness, and those people who help us and help everything that we have going on. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being here. Let me get through this last little bit so you can get a taste of some live action first. When you enter, all enter in. BT, unfortunately, you can't enter in. Door's not big enough, but there is a window open where you can stick your head through, which, if you do, the table reacts with a, oh! But then they turn and they see everyone else walking through the door. Schnorsboop, you get drawn to be in the front of the group with the music that's being played. And without realization, your loot is in your hands. And you almost feel that drive and that want to play, to join in with the flute playing. Entirely up to you.
Snozzboop's not going to fight it. He's going to get in on this jam. I assume I'm going to see Blake across the way.
Blake is on a stage playing the flute with his eyes closed, focusing on his actions.
Okay, so Snozzboop is going to start playing, and whilst playing, he's going to start singing a song that goes something like, Blake, my friend, it's good to see you.
Do it for real.
Caleb and Big...
I want to see a 3-minute
Big Tin,
rendition right now.
the two of you, Caleb, you immediately, when you walk in, you take a step to your left and take an open chair and sit down and cannot help but be enthralled by the music playing, especially when the lute starts playing in with it. It is all you can focus on. And Big Tin, you stop moving. You stare at Blake, this gnome on the chair, on the stage above everyone else, so you can see lit by candlelight, bullet light lanterns going directly on him. Zora, when you look around, there is numerous amounts of people enthralled and drowning in this music being played. And when Schnoz enters in with it as well, you feel even more pushed and pressured to join in yourself. And that's where we're going to go and break. We're going to go to break, everyone. Some fun stuff
dance.
starts happening.
I am compelled to dance.
Compelled. Dance. We pranced. We had a really, really good time. Not the original song that came to my mind. The original one was, you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Friends don't
Good stuff.
dance if they don't
Right.
dance.
It's a 15-minute break, everyone. We might cut a little bit short, depending on when we all get back and all that loveliness, but stay tuned. We have a lot of wonderful people who help make all of this possible, who are advertised inside the middle of it. So join in for that. Follow, give us a follow, give us a subscription if you'd like as well. Subscriptions are loved and wonderful. They go straight into the production of the Alberin. None of us take that. It goes straight into what we do to make what we do better, including acquiring music rights, like what you're hearing right now. Should be hearing, hopefully. BRB, though. Check out our merch store. All that loveliness. Enjoy the break.
You're back.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 to the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody.
Fine
All
store.
campaign, all I wanted was to pass wisdom saving throws, and I never do.
Even with advantage?
I have advantage. I have plus. All my feats almost have all been going into that direction. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Consent is always important.
Agreed.
You're next.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
It might be genetics.
Attack first. Think never. Hey, folks.
You feel a definite pulse of magical energy as you shake his hand.
You just made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Roll a will save.
There's more up there? We have to... I fucking hate this level.
We could have been playing Valheim. Dog, dog, dog. Save me, save me. Where are you? Get in front of me. Get in front of me. Get in front of me.
I'm coming. I was marking the cave.
Dogs. Santa. Ah! Get the dog. Help.
Hello, folks.
There. Apparently, I can't remember your name at all.
Who's Ingrid?
You.
You.
Me? Oh.
Yes, because I can't think. Wow. Why am I having such a hard freaking time with names today?
You called me Murphy twice before we
Yeah.
even started.
Shut up, Melvin. I'm working here.
Alrighty, naked.
That's
a good drawing, right?
Damn right, Hank, that's
Really
good.
good. Oh my gosh. Love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
With someone.
Wait, you just said they had a book.
That being
Yes.
said, we will.
Yes.
And then you emphasize that there is a book.
Holy! Way to catch on to that like a minute and a half late. There's books, there's diaries, there's maps.
Wait, there's a book? We have not been consistent with this at all, have we?
No.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce most of those. Wow.
Yeah, they had a sale on apostrophes that day.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold.
Did you know back in the old days, in the medieval times, they used to put lanterns, hang lanterns out on front of horses to help them navigate during nighttime?
Oh.
It was the first recorded instance of satellite navigation.
I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
Oh, baby Baba Luba. And burble as it came.
No!
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
If you're only to be addressed as you as your own person, what do I do if there's like a whole bunch of y'all?
You may use titles as, I would say, the trolls. You may use the consequences if
Okay.
you would like.
So
You
y'all
may-
is off the table.
Y'all is an abomination.
A whole bunch of y'all.
Too late.
That's when you guys look over and see what once was Jitters descend slowly onto the ground, trampling towards you as its head from top to about past the sternum splits like that into a toothy maw that is its whole body.
Rawr.
Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love.
Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime,
You went that
it's booger time.
The show where we talk about movies.
He starts hopping on the way, and when you look back, there's Handor and Grace. Grace looking just frowning perpetually, and Handor just smiling ever so gracefully. And Finestorm, you see on their lips, Handor say, "You think they'll make it?" And Grace go, "Not a chance." Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Albarian, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks, Big Ten. Zora's still a little away, but that is okay. What we are going to come back to as they come into the Flower Grove Inn. Let me get my notebook back. With Schnozzboop joining in with the musical prowess that's going on currently inside the inn that's captivating most of the people, excluding Zora, who's the only one who made the save. Only one who needed to. Well, per se. Maybe. Schnozzboop, you said you're joining in, you're playing your lute, you're singing Hello Blake. How are you changing the tune of the music?
We're gonna go through a progression. So I'm starting with it, right? Several bars, just staying with it as he is. Then I'm gonna move to a chords change. We're gonna move a step up. Beyond that, we're gonna go another half step up. So we're going a little higher, a little higher.
Okay. Give me a performance check, but add +5 to account for your gloves as well. Because your gloves, they're not going to give it to your performance, but I did specifically say they do benefit instrument players.
Well, they're eight. Okay, performance. So that's going to be 22.
22. Yeah, you successfully bringing up a note higher and a note higher. And with the shift and the change, Blake matches your shift and matches your change, keeping tone with what you're doing and how you're singing as you come up to the stage and join him for the playing. You can see his flute, similar design to yours. It has remarkably the same textile writing on the side, textile design, feel and mark, and you feel, you yourself, Schnozzboop, feel like playing this lute with him is natural. It continues and it goes and keeps the entire audience enthralled for the entire time, up until the closing final part where he starts to close it out with his flute. I would like a performance check from you again to see how well you close it out with him.
I'll be nice.
Be nice.
17.
17? Okay, good enough at this level. Closing it out, coming to draw on a finish and a close. Everyone starts clapping and cheering, and even yourself, Caleb, you find yourself clapping for a moment before you gain full consciousness with yourself and can choose to do whatever you want to do at this point.
Oh, I stopped clapping.
Stops clapping, realizing what you're doing for a moment, shaking your head. There was something magical over what just happened, Caleb.
Yucky.
Sapping your audience magic.
Zora, you never felt any of it. You would have
So
observed.
we're going to go and embrace Blake.
Break embraces you as well.
Break embraces you? That's what you just said.
That is what I just said. I realized that as you were saying.
The Blake.
Blake embraces you. There we go. I got it eventually. As well. Joining in with that clasp and comes up back, holding on with your right shoulder with his right hand, your left top forearm area, like where humerus down right by where the elbow is, with his left arm, comes away and goes, Schnozzboop, what are you doing here? We'll get to that in a moment. Thank you, everyone. Impromptu performance as well, joined by Schnozzboop here of Clan McShnoogan, also a messenger of peace. Thank you, everyone, for listening and hearing. Schnozzboop, give us a bound. Give us a bow. Give us a bow. Gives a bow. Everyone starts cheering and clapping along. Like, I'll be back in a moment, but as you might understand, I would very much like to catch up to my friend here. You'll all give me a grace and lenience on my performance here. Everyone just chimes in with a, yeah, absolutely, yes, yes. And with that, you can retire from the stage, taking a step back. And Schnossboop! Yeah, I thought you were assigned to Pallius. What are you doing here in Istrago?
Well, I joined the guild, the Three Watchers, with several of my friends. Back there.
Oh, would you prefer having this conversation with your friends around?
Well, sure. Come, meet them.
Oh, let's go to the green room. It's a private room, away from everyone else.
Snozup's gonna yell across the crowd. Caleb, buddy! Come, bring everyone!
I guess we're going to the green room.
After you.
Is there a window in the green room?
There is a window that if you care to walk around, you can stick your head through the window as well.
Sure.
Getting to the green room, there being a little tap on the window, a moment of Big Tin about to push their face through the window. It gets opened for them. Like, is this part of your friends as well?
Yeah, that's Big Tin.
You found yourself a steel predator. That's incredible.
Sentient.
Grabs hold.
Doesn't lie.
You all see him, Blake, when you're in this private room, grab hold of the top of his flute, then look at BT with extreme intensity. You're right. He is sentient. That's incredible. He's the right term. Or should I be saying she, they, them?
He, I believe.
He, yeah. Yes?
What's the difference?
I'm not the one to ask for that.
Huh. For you, Big Tin, I'm not sure there would be a difference. But, meet my friends. He's gonna point them out and have them introduce themselves.
I know you. I grew up with you in my life. Pointing at you, Caleb. I'm Blake Flowerchild. A pleasure to meet you. I'm part of the Messengers of Peace as well. Caleb. Teflesakatan? Teffy. Teffy. Good to meet you. And?
Zara Vintool.
Blake Flowerchild. Clasp your hand with both fists. Shakes vigorously. Good to meet you. I'm part of the second wave of the Messengers of Peace. Schnozzboop here is part of the first wave. I was only sent out about a line ago. I've only been here for a solar or two. In fact, I actually just messaged back today, or this solar, about the fact that I've arrived safely.
Oh.
Still, it's good to see you. How have your efforts been?
With the guild?
Oh, I'm sorry, with the guild, I mean, yes, Schnozzboo, I would love to hear that as well, but your efforts for the messengers, too.
Yeah, well, to the guild, we have already completed our first quest. We brought peace to a ghost in the town of Wilcombe. And then... Excellent news. More importantly, though, I convinced the mayor of Wilcombe to accept an ambassador.
That is incredible. Already, wow.
Yes, and all of my friends were there helping me do it. It was such...
I'm so excited for the time when I get to have friends like these as well. And I don't think I'll get a friend like you, but I would love to have a friend like you also. A sentient, artificially made being. Fascinating. You'll have to keep me informed on whatever you learn about your friend Big Tin here, right? Yes. You
There's
will.
a long list waiting for that information, Blake.
Well, then put me at the bottom of it. I would rather be somewhere in the middle than at the end.
Very good, very good. Oh, well, how has Istrago accepted the message?
It's been challenging. I mean, I've only been here for a few solars. I haven't gotten a meeting with the mayor yet. But I've met with most other people. I went to introduce myself to the local guild. They don't have any openings, so I'm just here as an ambassador. Looks like you found yourself part of the guild. That's a great way of spreading the message.
A table question.
Yeah.
Where is the king of Balistar? Like, where's the government? Drummond.
So the government
Okay,
is based in Drummond. Yeah.
Okay,
It's not where it used to be. It used to be in Kybus. But Kybus is the center of the front line right now. On the eastern side of things. So it's been moved to the city of Drummond.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yes, that's what I suspect. I will say Pallius. What a friendly town, city, place. Everyone just brought me in and with open arms. I met all of my friends here, except Teffy, of course. I traveled with her from Citrus. But there, and they have been just wonderful. Kellum.
That's brilliant.
What do you think of Blake?
He seems fine.
I feel like that's a compliment coming from you.
Caleb is a man of few words, but when he says them, he means them to the utmost.
And a compliment it is.
Leaning over to Zara, I'm gonna ask,
what is going on?
Blake. Blake is what's going on.
That's me.
No, I mean, why?
Because Blake?
Okay,
fair enough reason.
Blake is friend.
I am.
Well said, Big Tin. Well said.
100% a friend.
Oh, Blake, you have been here longer than us,
Yes.
even by a little bit. Perhaps you can assist us with something. We're looking into a false accusation. Caleb, do we have a name or something to go off of that Blake might know something about?
He tell me a name? I feel like
He didn't
did
tell
not
your name.
mention a
He did
name.
not. No. He just told you the Tanner. Oh, the taxidermist. Taxidermist. Yeah.
Didn't say his name, said he's a taxidermist.
Oh.
Northeast.
Are you talking about Sonny? Yeah, Sonny. Yeah, he's a taxidermist, just on the bottom floor here. He well, not the bottom floor. Sorry, yeah, it's a little closer to the bottom floor than it is to the top floor, middle area. You know, kind of gray spot as to what you might call it. But he's just a couple levels down. He yeah, he's been accused of a few murders. I went around to say hello. Poor guy's got no business now coming by because of the accusations. None of them are founded. They have no genuine, actual evidence against him. It's just the way the bodies have been found.
Well, if they have no evidence against them, then it's bit of a deal.
You'd think that. I mean, you might, but
How were the bodies found, Blake?
they were always found posed. One of them was a running man, another one meditation stance. Last one lie as if they were in bed, and every single one of the bodies, they couldn't be moved. They couldn't be changed in their position at all without breaking bones. Like rigor mortis had cut in too soon. But they'd been dead for no more than 5 hours, 6 hours at best.
Rather quick.
So were they actually taxidermied? Or was it something else?
That's why they're thinking it's the taxidermist, Sonny. Because it looks like they were taxidermied.
Rather convenient to pin it on the taxidermist.
That's what a lot of people are saying, but I haven't stuck my head into it too much to be able to actually tell you as to whether or not it is.
Who would know more?
The
I
taxidermist.
know more about this taxidermist.
Well, I mean, Sonny's a good person to go ask. Some of the people around here, they've had some business with him. There's Tanja downstairs. She's one of the servant maids. She had her cat taxidermied by Sonny a cycle or two back. I'm sorry, if I'd been here for any longer, I would have more information for you, but my best direction would be Tonga and Sonny himself. There was also a gondola operator on another floor level. He's fairly well familiar with Sonny. His name's Myrna. But it's Myrna. I'm gonna put a spelling in this chat so Tangerine doesn't kill me. It's spelled funny and it's said funny. He says it's something different. That's just how my mouth pronounce it. The murders, they've been, I wouldn't say regular, but they've also not been irregular. There's been 4 so far. The constabulary, or the security guard, the police officers, whatever you want to call them these days. Regions are changing the names regularly now. They would know information on it too, and if you're part of the guild and you're on an official guild business here, then you can get that information easily enough.
Oh, very good. Thanks for that, Blake.
You're welcome. And if you're looking into it, then thank you. I know it's a trial on the city.
Well, this has been a delight, Blake. Just a delight. You have any questions for my friends? I know you're one to make a friend whenever possible.
I absolutely am. I do have so many questions for your friends. Well, first off, I mean, Caleb, you're wearing a mask and obviously uttering your voice. Why are you doing that?
Because I want to.
He leans over to you, Snorsby, while still nodding his head, and says quietly, but still loud enough for the rest of you to hear, I'm going to leave that psychological analysis to you, because there's something deeper for that. There's definitely something deeper for that.
I will know. I will know, Blake.
Moving on to Zara. I mean, you look like you've got salt stains. You've got, well, I won't call them salt stains. They look like algae stains on your outfit. Where are you from? Trillic Union, the States of Ochula? I mean, your outfit says one of those two.
Yes. It's in my book that I can't find.
You're from the State of Ochula, Nira. Is the city.
Ochula, Nira, that's what it is, yeah. I reign from Nira, but my seafaring ways have probably stained me somewhat. With algae and salt.
I am so torn to what kind of check to make you do. Because you have no seafaring ways in your days, but everything else you said would be true to the circumstance. So I'm going to say deception. Yeah, I'm going to stick with deception.
Okay, deception.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's a nat 20, so...
Oh, gross. Automatic success. Yeah, everyone is convinced. Zora apparently has seafaring ways in that story.
Yep.
Hey, Potato Wedge. What's up, Sarge? Oh, he's such a
As far as you know.
Of course, everyone knows. Wow. Okay. So you've there was something new developed there recently. Something that could travel underwater as well. What do you know about those?
Oh, I know so much that I cannot divulge lest I would blow your mind.
I'm gonna consider the check the same for this one because it's just a continuation off of it to refrain from having you constantly rolling over and over and over again. Incredible. I mean, Iradai, it's a large enough continent that we don't get the full information of what's going on in other places, other nations. I mean, especially seeing as 2 wars are going on right now. But it's amazing what advancements they're making. It's really cool.
One could argue that I'm probably cooler than some of my other teammates that you tend to admire.
The only one of your teammates right now that I genuinely admire is Schnossboob, and that's because he's my elder and he was part of the first wave. I don't think you could cap that.
Well, no one wants to compete with Schnossboob. He's just the best.
You'd be a fool too. A grand leader of our place.
That's kind. That's kind. Both of you. Any questions for Teffy? Or Big Tin?
Well, I mean, questions I'd have for Big Tin would be, how did you gain sentience? Can you answer that?
I was born this way.
I was born this way. It only leads for more questions. Something you're gonna have to keep me up to date with, Schnossboob, I think. And the Messengers of Peace, because this is new. This is big. As far as Teffy, I mean, she seems very absorbed in her book.
So true. Maybe perhaps another time.
Yes, I might save those for another day.
Well, I guess I was quite here to speak to you. Do you happen to have a room that we could stay in with you, perchance?
Yes, absolutely, yes, of course. There's even a spare room just across the hall that I can get for the rest of you. I mean, I'm not going to ask for any charge from you. The Messengers of Peace, they're sponsoring everything I do. So, if you would like it, by all means, we can go to the room.
That would be nice, thank you, Blake. Lead the way.
I'm more than happy to. He leaves the green room, orders a few drinks for whoever wants to. Directs. It's on the 2nd floor. It's a little difficult.
Leaves,
yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna ask.
Why does everybody always ask about my identity?
Because you hide it so well.
But this is what I am.
Well, people want to see what's hidden. Maybe you should get a little better at hiding things.
Like squint my eyes as if I'm confused.
Getting to the 2nd floor is a different detail. For the sake of inclusion and the capability of it, I'm going to consider that there is a window in the 2nd floor room that BT can maneuver around. I mean, windows, there's always windows in all the rooms for fire hazard reasons, you know. You don't want fire to start on the 1st floor and that being the only location for everyone to get out. So there has to be windows in other places. But BT, it's going to take a... You're going to have to go up a floor and then over around again to get to this window where you can stick your head in again. Unfortunately, this is not a city built for people like you to maneuver around. In fact, several of the locations you get, it's built to prohibit beings of your size and your kind to get into. Istrago was built pre-Gene War times, in times where the Steel Predator was first invented and first started appearing around places, so many of the hallways are designed to prevent Steel Predators from getting through.
But that seems useless.
Eh.
Steel Predators have dimension doors.
Yeah, they do. Maybe a little useless. Some of the corridors, they're more than 60 feet. More than your dimension door can carry you to. Design things. You don't, but yeah. Good thing to bring up, though. Good thought to bring up, though. You get into his room. It's quiet. It's quaint. I mean, you can see some general belongings, a notebook over on the desk, where a lamp lights up everything. He closes it as he walks in, greets and welcomes you all in, hands Yushnos Boop a key for the room across the way. Like, innkeeper gave me this, along with, we're gonna have a palliative ale coming up to in a moment, and just some cheeses and crackers.
Jesus.
There's a lot about the city that I've learned in the few solars I've been here. Anything I can do to aid you, any questions you have, any aspects, anything you want to know from home as well.
Is it possible to bring all the cheese?
You need to ask the innkeeper for that. Why would you want all the cheese? Rob everyone downstairs of all those goods? That would be expensive as well, I imagine.
No, I mean all of the types of cheese.
Oh,
like
yes,
a charcuterie.
A charcuterie of cheeses. When they come up, I'll ask them. I'll make sure it's all the types of cheeses.
Yes.
Is there a window to this room?
Yes, there is, and BT's got their head sticking through it.
Okay. Oh, so it's on ground level?
Yeah, so second level, as I said, second level, but it's all designed to have windows, so fire exits, fire escapes. People can leave if there's a fire on the first floor.
Okay. I'm gonna eat the charcuterie board.
I'm going to
with
eat
everybody.
the cheese that's on the charcuterie board.
Nice cheeses when they do come up with it as well.
I'm eating the board.
They didn't bring up all the kinds of cheeses, so they leave again and eventually will come up with all the other kinds of cheeses as well.
Yes.
Eating those cheeses.
Eating those cheeses.
Then going to sleep. ASAP.
ASAP. He catches you up on a few things. There are a few cities who have accepted messengers of peace, which I will DM you about later on when I finally roll them up, because I haven't been able to, because a lot of chaos has happened in my IRL life, to where I haven't had the time to be able to roll those rolls yet.
Oh, IRL.
Oh, IRL, why are you getting in the way of my fun?
Earl, get out of here.
Earl. Keeping it PG. We haven't reached that PG-13 rating yet. Keeping it PG. I don't get along with that yet. Or at all. Live. Ever. Because it involves cuss words, and I can't give cuss words anymore.
I'm also going to sleep.
Yep.
Until everybody else is asleep.
Okay. Catching a rest. BT never needing to rest. Everyone else resting.
I guess we're gonna rest after having our fill of the charcuterie.
Charcuterie and the general
blocked
catch up.
and ready for tomorrow.
Have a nice gaseous rest.
The council, to finish up on the point of filling everyone in on the messengers of peace, the rest of you get probably what is your full description of what they are. Messengers of peace, they send out ambassadors, much like what Schnorzboop is. Schnorzboop is a talker. He is a hyper for the messengers of peace. He is sent out to the towns to convince locations to accept ambassadors. Ambassadors come in and start negotiating and helping, and they take a seat in the council or royal chambers, whatever it might be. They are a counselor for whoever is in charge of that city to help them along the peaceful track as opposed to the aggressive track. A few cities have accepted them so far. Excluding Wilcombe, there are 5, which I just haven't rolled out yet. So I will get those to you eventually. I apologize for the delay. But there are 5 other cities across Iridai that have accepted ambassadors of peace. What I would like, though, is an insight check from Big Tin, Zara, and Caleb.
Son of
Monolithic Miniatures, everyone. You can go check out Monolithic Miniatures. They have so many fun things. That's not the command. They have a lot of fun things.
These dice.
I got a gold dragon from them. It's a good size, and you can actually vary the size. It does change the price of what they have listed, but their prices are really good. And it's a friend of mine, and he's a really nice guy and genuinely is reliable. So go check out their Etsy shop, Monolithic Miniatures. Go support them. They deserve it. They really do. Keller.
I have to change out my dice because that was horrific with a nat 1.
Oh, that's an automatic fail. You don't get any of this. Big 10.
Yeah.
16.
16. Ooh, that's pretty good. Zara?
I rolled an 11.
An 11. Not the best. Big 10. You don't get specific feelings from things, but there is an what's the word for it? You can't identify it. There we go. I'll go the longer route. You cannot identify entirely what this feeling is, but there's a strange feeling that you've not felt yet. When Schnorzboop and Blake are discussing the messengers of peace together. It's weird. It's almost like a fluttering in your stomach. A quiver in your chest. A moment where you're thinking one thing, but you question it for a second, but then you continue thinking it.
Okay. No idea.
It's bizarre. I mean, there is no genuine identifying with it. And when you reach into your inner depths and try to identify what it is, there's nothing. There's nothing but error messages coming up to you. The best you can equate it to, depending on your own interpretation for your own desire of where you are, the best you could equate it to is a moment of sentient realization. This is a sentient feeling that you have not been programmed to feel, but is something you are feeling nonetheless. And it is an emotion.
Does this give me cause to be suspectful of them?
You're not sure. You know you can trust Nosboop. And you've met George, Schnorsboop's brother, and you feel like you can trust him too. And you feel like you can trust Blake. But regardless, this feeling is still coming up.
More observation.
More observation. The discussion goes by. Conversations of the messengers of peace spreading, going about. Third wave coming up. But the instruments need to be made still. You all retire for the night. The room across doesn't have a window, but the room that Blake is occupying does. He does offer to evacuate his, so he can go to the other side for the night, so you can all stay in the area where Big Tin can still keep his presence aware. But no matter what your decision is, the night goes by quite peacefully and quietly. Until we reach the morning. Which...
Except for me.
Except for you.
Yes, I was waiting until everyone was asleep.
Everyone else is asleep. We reach around midnight time. I have it written down somewhere. There it is. It is 472566. Oh, Sarge, why would you do that? Midnight rolls around. The soft snores and sleeping motions and breathing of everyone else echoes around the chamber room that you occupy, Caleb. What are you doing?
Right, give me 2 seconds as I
wrangle up your puppy.
Stubborn dog. He uses all 65 of those pounds, man. I am very quickly. It's not waking up. I'm gonna roll a stealth roll. Oh my god! What is happening? What is happening today? Okay, what's my... Okay, that is a 10 on my stealth.
Would you roll naturally?
A 2.
A 2? Okay.
I changed out my dice, too.
I'm gonna give it to one person. Who would like to wake up to this?
I'm already awake.
You're already awake. You're always awake.
I guess Nosboop's passive perception is 14, so he can wake up if you'd like.
Okay. Schnorsboop Zara's away. So Schnorsboop, you wake up to a as the pressure and weight from a bed is being relieved. And Caleb, you look over, Schnorsboop, you look over and see Caleb standing up from his bed. You would hear it too, BT.
I'm watching him.
Nosboop will whisper, Caleb, what you doing, buddy?
1 second as I switch over.
Get sleep and get some air.
Would you like me to put you to sleep?
No, it's fine. Besides, I want to talk to Big Tin.
Oh, very well. Are you deceiving Nosboop?
No.
Okay.
Not fully, if you want me to.
He's not technically deceiving.
Okay. So you are going to go talk to Big Tin?
Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough. Nosboop will be like, oh. All right. Well, if you need me, I'll be right here. And then I'll go back to sleep.
Right.
I'm gonna hop out the window onto the literal fire escape area next to Big Tin.
Which is just another floor. You're technically in the second floor of a company, of an inn.
Oh.
But by the way the design is, this is just another floor of the cliff face. Second floor of the same company, but just another floor. You hop out. Big Tin's there.
Okay, so real quick question, Mike. How tall is Big Tin when I'm like standing? Look, how high up are your eyes when you're on your all fours?
5 feet.
5 feet. So I don't have to stoop down or anything. I can just almost look you in the eyes.
Yeah,
almost.
He's
almost.
I'm a bit over
remember,
you.
he's big.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at you, and then I'm gonna look back at everyone else, and then rolling another stealth to whisper this to you. All of this to you. I pulled out acrylic dye this time. Hopefully, a change up from metal helps me out. God. Okay. Anything over an 8 would have been great. You know what I'm saying? That's plus 22 stealth for this whisper.
Have I?
Perfect.
Would you say that I've grasped the concept of stealth?
I would say you have, mainly because Zora's very stealthy, Caleb's very stealthy, and even Schnozbu's been doing stealthy things. So it's been enough time.
Okay. So I understand he's trying to be quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
And whispering, I'm going to say,
I think you and I can make a deal.
Okay.
I keep Zara's little secret, and you keep some of mine.
Why do we need to keep secrets?
I think until Zara makes the decision to tell everybody, it's her right to secrets. Just as that I have rights to my secrets.
Do I have secrets?
Probably hidden away deep in your memory core.
Okay. Sure.
There's probably going to be some people coming for me, which means there's people coming for us. So keep an eye out.
Right now?
No, not now.
I'm gonna shake my head for a second and go to myself, like a child, like a child, like a child.
Okay, listen, not now, but in the future, maybe. I'm not exactly who I say I am either. So just keep an eye out. That's how you keep Zara safe. And when the time comes, I'm gonna have to sneak away sometimes. In the night.
I can keep
Don't
you
tell
safe.
him. Thank you for that. Just don't tell anyone when I sneak out. Deal?
This is different.
If you would like, Stitch, we can leave this to a roll.
I just did roll.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. I'll leave you too.
Can I do a what is it? Persuasion real quick?
I mean, you
throw out a
can
persuasion.
do a persuasion, and we'll take that number into consideration. But
I just threw my dice.
there's there's a lot of learning aspect to this as well. So we have to leave this to Stitch's interpretation of how BT would be ultimately.
Raw 19 for that persuasion.
Raw 19.
I have +0 in persuasion.
Okay. Take it how you will. If I had any input, which, I mean, everything I say is entirely however you want to take it. He is asking for a secret. He's also asking for trust. And something at this point you might have been able to see is not necessarily what trust is, but that trust is a thing. And that mortals ask trust from each other for certain aspects. You also would have easily been able to tell that everyone is hiding something. Everyone you've ever encountered is hiding something about themselves.
Okay. I agree. Switch words.
You're warding Caleb?
Yep.
Cool. Ah, that's the wrong page.
I'm look at how much of the city can I see from the area we're in right here.
You are
Are
being
we at
the
the
dead of
cliff
night.
facing side or the open side?
You're at the so you're in an open side where when you look out you can see the center pyre at the middle of this pie cut. Actually, no, there's a better descriptor. You know those things that you take down and you can cut apples into sections, but it leaves the core in the middle? That's what it looks like, an apple cutter. It looks like an apple cutter. Bloody hell. It looks like an apple cutter. With the center being this giant pyre coming out the middle, and then individual sections of an apple. There we go. Wow. Oh gosh, that only took me.
That makes a lot of sense to my brain now.
It makes a lot more sense.
It's almost like a spider web canyon. Is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's almost like a spiderweb canyon. You've got these individual little pathways and gondolas going in between each section, where you see those spider webs going towards the core and the center, where the center being this pyre being. That's also a good descriptor. See? GMs, lawkeepers, DMs need help from their players to better describe things. Don't be shy to ask your players for help.
And sometimes it takes another GM to be like, no, this is what you mean.
Entirely right. Entirely right. So, yeah, that's what I mean. That is it. You're in the middle section of it, so you can't see too far up because you're in the middle, but you can see everything at the bottom. But you're in the eastern, a little bit more northern most cut. But looking towards the center of the cut.
Now, part of me wants to do something, but the other part of me knows that you've got other things planned, probably.
I'm improving this entire thing, yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I am going to, after looking out over the city for a couple minutes, I'm going to turn to Big Tin. I'm gonna.
Do you want to go hunting?
First question, though, player to player. What is Caleb's native language?
Grantinin.
So, I'll even answer in Grantinin. Let's hunt.
We're gonna go fight some crime.
Okay.
We're just gonna find just one thing. We're not gonna spend too long. We're gonna come back so that way I can at least get some rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So however you want to play this.
Oh, I already rolled for how I'm going to play this, and I have to play it according to my roll. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh no.
And
at least I brought Big Tin.
Yes. Oh, be very glad you brought Big Tin. That's changing where I'm going with this. Going around throughout the night, you said you want to return for enough rest, right?
Yeah, we're
For
only
like
going out for a couple hours. We're gonna
couple
go
hours.
see what we can see. You know what I'm saying?
You do find one location where someone's being mugged, and you rescue them, jump in time. BT, you can add a point to piercing for this encounter. We're not going to RP it because we don't have to. You guys will easily walk the path with these people. There's no point wasting time for that.
Okay, so very quickly, every time we do that, I'm tying up the guys, putting them like, sitting up against something, and I'm putting a U on the wall, like I always do, with some
Like you're
sort of...
okay.
like I always do.
That's important.
Every time. Yep.
Yeah. BT, you would see all this.
Yeah, I'm watching for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learning
things. The people who are being well, actually, let's go through the first one. At the end of it, you get these 3 thugs, like chained up, whatever it is that you do to tie them up. They're all unconscious, knocked out at this point. You beating them to submission because none of them give up. And one of them looks at you, this victim, while they're holding onto the coin purse very tightly to their chest. They look at you, Caleb. Who are you?
Altion.
Why'd you do this?
Because nobody else will.
I'm going to say after that moment, you jump off the edge and do this dope cape thing with Big Tin just running along, keeping pace, and then jumping over and catching different levels wherever needed.
Batman stuff.
Batman style, vigilante style. Roll me... I want 2 rolls, and I want one of you to do either one. First off, I want a d20. Second off, I would like, something based off of the d20. So, who wants to give me the d20?
Okay, you roll the d20 because I've been rolling like trash. So please.
Oh, great. So you just passed it to me.
Sorry. I have rolled 2 rolls tonight, or maybe 3 rolls that have been over like 12.
Well, I rolled a 14.
Hey, okay.
Over 12, hey.
For that, Caleb, I would like a d8.
Brace.
3?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 of you managed to break up and end 3 problematic situations.
Heck yeah.
Before the finish of your night.
Good work.
Very good. Leaving U's for Altian each step of the way. Big Tin, there's a point where you realize he's leaving a call sign. He's letting people know that it was him, and he's using the name Altian. He's not using Caleb.
Okay.
Everything he's doing, from what you've observed and from what you've learned, is within... I don't want to use the word moral, but it's within an accepted code of mortals.
Oh, I'm definitely.
It's a type of
crippling these guys.
protection.
I need you guys to understand. Some of these guys aren't walking ever, but
okay.
No, it's a very brutal attack. It is borderlining on unjustified.
All right. It is. It's gray lined. Everything he's doing is gray lined. Let's put it that way. The morals or the aspects of life, there we go, that you've learnt from Schnorz, Boop, Zora, Teffy, they wouldn't necessarily agree with how Caleb does this, but he's leaving everyone alive. so it's a little difficult to fully judge.
Hell yeah. Most of them I leave alive. Sometimes I blow them up, though. It's one or the other with this guy. It's either pink mist or you're going to the station.
There are a few that entirely up to you, but they went a little too far and they got blown up. They got
not that far. We're not using dynamite in a city that we're just
okay. Good.
Just in.
Good.
We're not.
I was about to tell you to reduce your dynamite count.
No, that is much more for people who very much deserve it, at least in my opinion, or a general group of people. Let's say, a generalized attack.
Well, then you'll learn that I can tase people.
Oh, I've been tasing people this whole time. Nobody's seen this yet except for Big Ten. But every time I punch, my gauntlets shock them. Every time.
Give a bit of a shock. At the end of the third encounter, the victim is unconscious at this point, unfortunately. But you bring in for a punch, but this person dodges around, slams towards your liver, gives you a bit more of a bit of shock than you would expect. But BT comes in with this claw that, for the first time, Caleb, you're seeing their claws are blunted. They're not sharp. But as they come into contact, they blunt in, and then these electrical charges consistently, while they're in full contact and scrape across the plating of this individual, shock this person, and they go unconscious to the ground. The two of you are left with 3 brutes, 1 victim, and you, Caleb, just seeing the fact that Big Tin shocks their people. The two of you, I will say, have a full understanding of how you compete and how you combat. What I would ask for is a little RP now.
Are we on our way back?
You're on your way back.
You did well. Someone who, at least to their memory, hasn't been in that many conflicts.
I have knowledge programmed that I can draw on.
BT, add another slashing and another piercing as well.
Okay.
I'm not going to say these encounters were gone without any possible damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you counts of those two. Carry on. Sorry for the interruption.
The liquid in your wounds, biomechanical, or is it some sort of nanotech?
That I don't know. I don't know how it was created.
So nobody's tried to tap in, unlock those memories?
No.
Hold on a second.
And I'm going to check over BT very quickly. And I doubt there will be any. But I'm looking for some sort of port into him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Process.
I know what you're meaning. BT, are you okay with him doing this?
Sure.
He's giving you a thorough, he's lifting up plates, looking in different places kind of look. If you're okay with this, I will give him advantage on his investigation check.
Sure. I want to learn too.
Oh, that is a dirty investigation. What is that? That is 27? With an 18 on the die?
Oh, that is a very dirty investigation. Very dirty. Okay. Stopping for a moment. You begin to examine and look over BT, picking up plates, moving around different pieces of his body. It's as far as you can tell, it's his body. I mean, hinges. You know how hinges work, but when you look at these, they're not hinges. They look like they're par and par for his flesh. Like if you had a fat fold and you picked it up, that's what it would look like. There's no clear separation in any of it. But
well, while I'm
spotting
looking
around,
over,
you get to a point towards the base and the nape of his neck. In the back end, on the left-hand side, you pick up this flap and there's a very large empty space. You go over to the other side and you look and it's not empty. It's filled completely. So you go back and you look underneath, and you look over and there's this... I mean, you yourself are an artificer. You have artificer parts inside yourself, and so you understand basics behind what could make something like BT. You know it's a connection port, but you don't know what it's for. But given your 27 investigation, ridiculous. BT's missing a part. There's something missing in his design, in what he is. Something should be there, but it's not.
No, I didn't exactly find something. Found something missing. It seems like you're at least in some way biomechanical. Whether or not it goes all the way down, I don't know. I doubt anyone other than whoever made you knows that. Might have been an inhibitor chip, maybe. Or it is the memory bank. The one that's missing. That's why you don't remember anything.
Okay.
Question is, who took it from you, and why? You think Zara would know?
Zara is the one who woke me.
Then ask them. You're your own being, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start asking more questions. Now let's go.
Okay.
You begin moving along again after that realization. And you happen upon an alleyway.
He's gonna do it to us, folks.
Yeah, I am. For a moment, doesn't capture either of your attention, if not for the stillness in it. But Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
And you, BT. Now that you have the same thing, actually. This is not the right one I want. Here we go. You look down and you see a figure. Unmoving. Unregistering to what you're doing. You pay a little more attention to it. It's presenting its hand out to you, as if telling you to grab hold, or to take what's inside its palm. It has a smile upon his face, and these emerald eyes that scream happiness to you. But after you spend a couple of seconds of looking at him, he doesn't move. His hair stays positioned exactly where it is, this auburn, long, locky glow to it. Its stare becomes more tormenting towards you as it doesn't move, it doesn't shift, it doesn't look at either one of you two, it just continues staring forward with that welcoming, take what is in my palm look. It is frozen.
BT. Go get a guard. Now.
I can't.
Why?
I am warded to you now.
BT, quickly on ward. Go get a guard and come back. I'm gonna make sure nobody walks into this crime scene. I'll be fine, BT. Seriously. This isn't my first rodeo.
Wow, that was a good roll.
Yeah.
It's an 18.
Totally up
Okay.
to you.
I know where the closest guard would be from
You
us
passed
wandering
one.
around.
I would say you passed one maybe a minute or so ago. You can encounter one quickly enough, within 30 seconds or so.
Go.
Prancing off.
Full out.
Full out, full length, full strength, running off to find a guard. Caleb, do you stay at the entrance of this alleyway?
I do, because I am not going to contaminate the crime scene, though what I am going to do. How dark is it in this area?
The street side you're on is pretty well lit. I mean, you've got these arcane lit lanterns all over the place. The alleyway is far less lit. There's a light roughly 20 feet away behind the figure that you're at, and the other closest lantern would be where you're at, which is another 20 feet. He's well within darkness.
I'm not going to go in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch down kind of into a baseball-like catcher position, and I'm going to roll an investigation.
Okay.
On the whole crime scene, the whole thing. You know what I mean? Just as like from where I am. Terrible. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay.
11 on the die.
You crouch down and begin looking as you hear the footsteps of BT drifting off. Look around and you can... It's a little moist in this level. There's water on the sides. It looks as though this victim has been perfectly situated to exactly the way they want to be discovered. Then there's a little droplet from the ground. A droplet as though someone just stepped on the wet moisture. And then you start hearing the voice.
Silently.
You start hearing someone speaking. Yes. Almost precise. I almost have you exactly where you need to be. Don't worry. Everything's fine in the end. You won't feel most of it, just the insertion. Then it'll be peace. for all of your eternity.
I'm going to quietly but quickly reach down to my
Splashes out them at
my
the front.
grappling gun. How
You
far
see
away
this-
are we?
You're 20 feet from him. You see this red spurt come from the base of the neck of this individual, as something is being pushed into the throat, back through their esophagus, into the spine. And you hear
I'm
a
going to
voice.
immediately shoot. right towards the target, like shink.
Give me an attack roll. At disadvantage,
I
because this
shall.
guy's invisible.
This is invisible. Thought so. I really wish I still had that inspiration.
Mm.
Oh, is this gonna be enough? What's my attack for this? Hold on, I gotta find. Ooh, that's not terrible. Is that a 17 to hit?
17 to hit. Oh boy. Right. 17 to hit. You shoot out. And it hits something. Roll.
Oh, damage? Yeah.
Yeah, roll damage.
And this is sneak attack, right? You didn't see
Yeah, this is sneak
Let's
attack.
Go!
This is sneak attack.
Okay, so that's 3d6 in total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta grab my phone and take a picture.
Did you roll
that's
3 sixes?
Full damage, 3 sixes. That's okay.
What?
I'm gonna say beforehand non-lethally.
Okay, cool. Good
Take a
specification.
picture. Yeah.
So 18 plus.
It's just 18 because because it's a flavored thing. It doesn't have.
Oh right,
a
yeah,
plus to it.
yep. 18 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Piercing.
Piercing. You're right. Piercing.
It's gonna go to the cruise table.
You see a smack happen into nothing. And then the figure, the eyes, with your passive insight, you can tell they were still alive. And as this thing was driven through the throat, through the back, they are now in the process of dying. When the grappling hook smacks in the back, you hear a Give me a perception check as well.
I will give you. Oh, and by the way, this is a reflavored thorn whip, so just imagine instead of the verbiage, you create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out on your command toward a creature that is within range. Make a melee spell attack against it. The attack hits, blah, blah, blah. And if the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you. I'm also doing that. And I will do, what was that, a perception roll?
Perception roll, yep.
Cocked, 1 second. 18.
18.
Mm-hmm. My dog is barky. Sorry.
It's a lovely dog. New mug. The you oh, no. He succeeded, definitely succeeded on his strength roll. You pull, you feel the pull. At the same time as you're hearing your mechanism pull in, you hear a couple of strums of strings. But they sound extremely off-key. And it's followed by whatever we're going to finish with. which will be in a moment.
Oh, man.
But this individual who was pulled back.
You had to send me away.
To face. Hey, I'm grateful for it, but I'm the lawkeeper. You don't want the lawkeeper to be grateful for actions of the players. Most of the time. Pulled to face you, and you see this familiar black-haired individual who looks and feels as though there is this weird tingly sensation about him as he's dragged within 10 feet of you and looks at you and goes, "Oh, hello. Did you find your destination?
No.
Would you like to..."
I found you.
"Oh. Pity." We're going to shift from our perspectives here and go somewhere else. We're going to go over to Big Tin for a moment. Big Tin. This is something that may not have been thought about, but I want to entertain for a second. You are a steel protector who a lot of people perceive as steel predators, and you are alone for your first time. Running up to a few guards. Steel predators, they're usually alone. They're normally alone. But they have the blood of their target inside of them, so they know who they're targeting. And Big Tin looks like one and is running up to these few guards with intent in their posture. What do you do, Big Tin?
So I will run up. I'm sure they will get in a defensive posture.
Definitely brandishing their weapons.
I will stop sideways within 5 feet of them with the shoulder with the guild symbol on me to them. Looking over my shoulder saying, "We found somebody in trouble. We need help."
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
I was getting ready to click on. I'm going to click on the online thing just to see if it's working yet. Nope, doesn't look like it is.
No.
Okay.
Pity it's not.
These dice aren't doing too bad. Let's see here. Roll to 13. And persuasion. Oh, it's +5. So that's an 18.
18. Okay, oh. That beats theirs, that's for sure. For a moment, they look at you, the one on the right who isn't fully exposed to your guild symbol. He still looks like he's about to attack for a second, but the one on the left immediately stops. That's a guild symbol. You're part of a guild. Stop.
Yes.
Put your weapon away. Stop. Someone's in aid. Someone needs aid.
Yes. Yes.
Guide us.
Quickly.
Take us. Where are we going?
I'm already moving.
Already moving, they start to follow with the aspect that a steel predator belongs to really rich people. Big Tin looking like a steel predator. They are immediately expecting promotions following this steel predator to wherever they need to
might
go,
get
because they might. I mean, they might. It's very true. But to be clear, that's what they think. They think you serve a very rich person. And the one on the left begins to follow, and the one on the right very quickly follows after, rolling a 3 and a 5 on my end. Schnozzboop. You woke up to Caleb moving out. You rolled a natural 20 on your stealth to follow Caleb. Automatically succeeding and going after him the entire path. You see what he gets up to. You see what Big Tin helps him with. You see them doing a lot of good. Caleb getting to the brink to the brink of you wanting to stop him, to the brink of him killing someone but not. He rides the line. It is very clear to you now that he rides the line of sacrificing individuals for his cause. But it gets to a moment where you see them moving back, heading back towards where the inn is, and you start to think about needing to move quicker than them, ahead of them, so that you can get back before them, so that they don't realize that you were awake and out of the inn for this entire time. So you dash ahead without them realizing, without them seeing. Amazingly, because Caleb is incredible with his passives. Only reason you're passing is because you got that natural 20. It's the Uwu dice as well, so Ethan, regret that purchase for once, please. No, still not regretting. You're muted, but I can still see. You see them look into this alleyway, and you gander yourself. Same individual you saw. They saw, hand held out, postured, in a way like a taxidermied body would be. This strange, dark-haired figure eventually appearing in front of everyone as Caleb shoots out towards him, you instinctively wanting and desiring to put this individual to sleep. Casting the spell, you strum. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Magical?
Ouch.
Yes, but you don't get advantage for this. That is the response I expected. You should be getting advantage for this because of mechanics. But for this purpose, we're story-driven. For this, you don't get advantage. It is magical, though. You can tell.
14?
14. Someone pitch our epic monolithic minis again.
Monolithic miniatures does all sorts of fun stuff. They 3D print a bunch of stuff. They do all kinds of things. Go check them out. I actually haven't been to their website, so hold on. I am going, as I talk about it and as he finds out, I'm going to go to their Etsy shop. I'm going to describe some things to you right now. Oh, they seem to have a mounted cursed pirate. He's riding a shark. That is a hell of a miniature. What else they got? They got beholders. They've got baby owlbears. Come on, guys, go get yourself a miniature. What else? Dragons up the wazoo here. Oh, you're good? Okay.
Yeah. Literally dragons out the wazoo. I have a golden dragon from them, and it's not even the biggest they can do. They just did it at a base size. They can scale that for you all if you'd like as well. So, model
we should have them do Lily.
Click on that. We really should. I need to talk to
Lily
Tyler
in a
about that.
heartbeat.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I would actually probably get it by sponsorship, but I would absolutely life-sized Lily. Or you need a bigger 3D
Head
printer.
reaching my ceiling here.
I am going to reverse this. Schnorsboop, this is bizarre for you. You strum these strings, you hear the notes, and immediately there is a flash in front of your eyes, blinding light. As you see nothing, darkness fills your vision, and then at the following light with a panicked screams and cries, calling around and about. Darkness again. Flashes before your eyes again, more panicked screams. Darkness again, repeating time and time again, until you find yourself into this black pit, pitch black nothingness. With a single individual sitting, kneeling, on nothing. There is no surface. There is no nothing here. The only thing you can see is the person in front of you. You just cast the spell Sleep. Give me an Arcana check.
So an 8.
An 8. You're not sure why. You don't know what happened. You really do not understand how this could be the case, but the sleep reflected on yourself. You just put yourself to sleep. And in front of you is this kneeling figure, this gnome. Short hair, small grey features to it, a small pencil-thin mustache about his face. Ginger in form, but grey, and there's some dark black hairs inside there as well. You recognize him. Liam. A gnome that you knew, that you met from before the raid. So many years ago, he sits there, kneeling in front of you. As you instinctively get a little closer to him, as his figure grows in size in front of you, his head looks up. This blood trail is coming from his eyes, coming from his nose, his mouth. These tears inside his skin that you are beginning to see more vividly. This tormented, pained eyes about him. Clear to you the agony that he felt. His mouth opens in a scream that you do not hear. Then Flash, you're awake again in the alleyway, and that's where we're going to finish, everyone. We're going to close for the night there.
We just became some kind of eldritch horror story now.
Screaming figure of a gnome tormenting Schnorzboop as he screams at him without being heard.
Oh man, guys.
We will see you next Sunday, everyone.
Oh man.
I'm throwing so many things at them right now. Oh boy. We've got several different little things shaping
Isn't it
forward.
early to be fighting gods? Come on.
What are you talking about? That's not a god he's fighting. I don't know what you mean. We are finishing a little early today. A little earlier than normal, but we went a little longer last week, so that's fine.
Give them and take them.
Come on by next Sunday for however Schnorzboop realizes and has recognition with that vision he just had, and however Caleb deals with this individual in front of him. With Zora and Taffy sleeping and Big Tin coming on, with two
Tune in
guards.
next week for a well-rested Zara.
Yeah, next week. Well-rested Zara and Taffy. Everyone else is going to be a little cuckoo screwed as they embark on this side quest of finding the murderer of Istrago, which is the city's side quest. Fun times abound. Until then, come on by on Tuesday for Heroes Feast. But
it'll be great.
Outside of that,
someone new, someone old.
Who we raiding? Let's see. Do I have anyone old? Ooh, that's not the right one.
Darling Creepshow's going. Rob 2E.
You know what?
The Adventures.
I'm feeling Darling Creepshow or Old World Charm. How about those two? So Darling Creepshow, I mean, we finished on a really creepy way.
Right.
Do we want to go into the warm, happy-feely of Old World Charm, who can do very genuinely creepy shows as well? Or do we want to go into the guaranteed creepy show of Darling Creepshow?
Oh, they're just playing D&D.
I mean, they're both
Either
playing
way.
D&D. Either way?
Yes.
Alright, fine. I'll roll D4.
Do it.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Was this it? This was it. That's a one-word invading Darling Creep Show. Everyone join in for invading Darling Creep Show. Say hello to them as we creep over to them. But for now, thank you everyone for joining us for today's Adventures of Chronicles of Nathriel Iridai, session number 9. We will see you next Sunday. Love you all.
The Oops All Guys episode. Bye.
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 May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles